to bottom side Chippenham, and we've got commentary for you next.
We celebrate your local heroes.
The people that are around the area and what they do for each other is just phenomenal.
We're here when you need us.
The road's gone. It was like, devastating, really. I then obviously tuned into you guys and then heard.
We've got people out there looking at the situation. It's going to take some time to work out how much has gone, what we can do.
It's particularly devastating for the local community.
And we make you smile.
You're trying to get to work.
Trying, yeah.
Have you brought a kayak with you? How are you going to get there?
Well, trousers go paddling, I guess.
Just ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Devon.
BBC Radio Devon Sport.
Fulton makes a run down, Mark G. Can he fast a little bit of space? G, yes he can. Mark G tries a shot! That is a stunning goal by Mark G! From 22 yards out with the inside of his right foot. Mark G, the hero.
Tries to play it across, it's turned in by Jordan Thomas. Thomas, right place, right time. I don't think he knew much about it because he ended up in the back of the net with the ball.
It's going to come to Tom's back across and stroked into the net there by Dan Hayfield. And Torquay United's dominance knows no bounds at the moment. Torquay United 3. Back to Jordan Young. He's going to try a low shot. It's going to bounce and Cody Cook can get there. Cody Cook does get in there. And Torquay United have taken the lead. Back to Jordan Young. This is where he comes alive. Digs it in looking for Fulton. And Torquay United have got that third goal. It is onside. Brilliant ball in by Jordan Young. The goal difference is looking better. Torquay United 3, Weymouth 0.
BBC Radio Devon Sport.
We want goals tonight for the goals tonight. Let's take you across then to Wiltshire for Torquay United, who are top of the table away against bottom side Chippenham. This one is live across Devon on FM and DAB digital radio, and also across the world, around the world on BBC Sounds as well, in the company of John Cadogan and Paul Mulhern.
Thank you very much, James. Good evening to everybody as both teams just coming out. They're literally 2 yards to our right. Myself and John are perched on the front row behind a little wall here, so we're almost at eye level, but I will go through the teams, but just to let you know there is going to be a minute's silence here, so if John and I cut off, please understand that that's why there'll be some quiet air. I'll quickly run through Torquay United side. I think I'll have chance, and it's James Hammond in goal. A back four right to left of Thomas, Palmer, Dreyer and Fulston. Ed Palmer, of course, in for the injured Jordan Dyer. Matt Worthington and Nash Sindiri take the two deeper lying midfield roles. Sindiri getting a start in front of Dan Hayfield. Jordan Young, Sonny Blue, Low Everton and Kieran Wilson keeps his place on the left hand side, the extra loanee, and they'll all play behind Cody Cook up front. For the visitors, according to their media, they're going to play a form of a 4-2-2-2. It'll be Henry in goal, a back four right to left of Colwell, Haynes, Grant and King. Deeper midfielders of Evans and Fleet, attacking midfielders of Bradbury and Owen Evans, and two out-and-out strikers in Parsons and Touré. As I said, we are going to have a minute's silence there. You can probably hear the tannoy behind is reading out the team as well, so I will bid a very good evening and welcome to John Cadogan. John, nice to be alongside you tonight. How are you, my friend?
Evening, Paul. Lovely to be here alongside Torquay. We're squeezed in between Torquay royalty. Paul Mulhern on my left, Dave Thomas on the right. Does it get better? I don't think it does.
Many will say yes, but
I mean, it's a miracle this game's on, isn't it? I mean, yeah. I think everybody was sort of doubting whether it was going to go ahead today. I mean, looking at it, obviously, it looks good. I think you can tell that underneath it is muddy, and you can just see, I think this pitch is going to really cut up. I mean, I think I drove coming here through the rain that's been here all day, and it was biblical.
Well, as I said, the minute's silence we're going to have is for a stalwart of the local community. He was the father of the commercial manager of Chippenham, a gentleman by the name of Mick Perrin. Both sides, I'm led to believe, are going to respect that. It looks like, they're hovering or gathering round the semicircles at each side. So as I said, when we do go quiet, but John, just before the referee blows a whistle for that, are you fancying Torquay's chances here tonight?
It's got to be, yeah. Top versus bottom. It's just a game you've got to win, isn't it? There's no other way. Win it at all costs.
Never unlike Torquay to blow an opportunity like that, wouldn't it? But we need to be positive, as I said to James in the build-up. Sorry, we're just going to do this here, if you just bear us a second. impeccably observed minute silence, and from John and myself and everybody at BBC Radio Devon Sport, huge condolences to the family of Mick Perrin. But for the next hour and a half or so, we will be concentrating on the football. I just need to take issue with something you said about Torquay royalty there, John, with Dave Thomas. He pilfered my team sheet earlier. So
well, he's been in the game a long time. 50 years, he knows how to just nick a team sheet.
Absolutely.
But we were talking about the weather, and it has been biblical all day. And that combined with the fact that this game is on TV as well, you should obviously put us on in the background and try and match the pictures up. But there is an amazing, I think, travelling following here from Torquay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's segregated, so it's quite easy to work out, and it looks like a good 300, maybe 400.
Certainly heading in that direction. Torquay United playing in their traditional home shirt, yellow tops even, dark blue shorts, yellow socks. Chippenham in a all blue kit, and Torquay have turned Chippenham round. Off we go here at Harding Huish Park, and it is Chippenham who take kick off. Immediately launching it forward is Haynes, but it's a Torquay head in the shape of, I think that was Low Everton there getting back with that one, heads it out. And it is going to be a throw in on the halfway line over on the left hand side for Chippenham. Up it goes. Ed Palmer gets on the end of that. He wins his first header of the night. The ball not spending much time on the ground. There's an attempted shot come in there from Owen Evans, one of the dangerous players. It's now out to the right hand side where Bradbury will look for movement, but he gives it to a player who's immediately closed down, and Cody Cook goes after a long ball, and Cody Cook might get in there but he doesn't. And Torquay, if they do pick that up, a little bit fortunate for Chippenham, they clear it up. Fulston heads it back, and now a chance for Sandiri to bring it down. Dinks it forward to Cody Cook on this left hand side. Fulston dinks it forward looking for the runner Wilson. I think it's a little bit too heavy. It's going to be shepherded out. Well, actually the pitch holds that up there. Haynes does well and wins the free kick. Is that the first sign there, John, with that launch ball there? It just sort of went on the ground and almost stopped, didn't it? It's
Torquay in pretty conventional, got four at the back of them. They've Fulston, Dreyer, Palmer and Thomas, and then Sundere and Worthington in the middle. It's two pretty good, decent holding midfielders to have. Low Everton a little bit further forward, Wilson out on the left, Young out on the right, and Cook through the middle. Yeah,
the squad's certainly looking stronger after basically half a season worth of injuries, as James Hammond has to come out a little bit sharpish, clears it to the head of Cody Cook. The linesman doesn't give offside. One of the Chippenham bench over there put his hand up and slightly confused me for a minute there, but it wasn't the linesman, and they will now clear it down the right hand side. It will just go onto the head of Dreyer, and between him and Palmer they let it go through again to Hammond. Chippenham look like they're going to be going long and getting supporting bodies up. That's the early suggestions anyway, as Bradbury picks it up on this right hand side. Good ball back there to Evans. He dinks it forward, but Dreyer does well, lets it fall, brings it down. Fulston comes inside, and now Sandiri's got a chance to get some passing action going for Torquay United, but Palmer decides to go long again, looking for Wilson, but he's easily out-muscled there, or out-jumped by King. And at the moment, Chippenham picking up all the second balls, it seems, but Torquay press them into their own half, and Wilson concedes a throw in midway inside the Chippenham half, down the Chippenham right hand side. Kieran Wilson keeping his place, John. Would that have been your shout if you were Paul Watton?
Yeah, I think so. And I think I'm right in saying it's the last game of his loan spell, I think, and hopefully it gets renewed, because he's been a revelation. I was at Enfield the other week when he played out in this wide left role, and he was fantastic. Yeah.
Well, there's another long ball which is brought down by Touré, but Worthington reads that well, comes back, passes it back to the left back position to Jay Fulston. He goes long again, looking for the head of Cody Cook. He just about gets something on it. He now brings it, gets it again, but that's the real up and under there, and Low Everton gives it away. And now here's Evans. He's going to play in Owen Evans down the left channel for the home side, but he slows things down, come back to the other Evans, and now out to the left hand side, where I think Fleet will try and get it. Not Fleet's back here, he's now on the ball actually, and Chippenham just trying to keep possession, which they're doing nicely enough. Back to Haynes, all of this in Torquay United's half. King's left footed diagonal ball, up goes ahead of Palmer. He only heads it towards Jay Fulston, but Torquay United get it clear. Another long ball forward, and James Hammond will take that one easily, and Torquay just need to settle into the game a little bit, John. It's as much early doors as it is, only 4 gone, but not really had much possession so far.
No, Chippenham have come out the blocks fast, and they already look like quite a big, as you alluded to, direct sort of team. It's not going to be pretty.
Well, there's a long ball from Hammond, but Cody Cook doesn't win his header again. Or should I say the defender does win the header, but Sundiri gets in there and will break a Chippenham way. And Grant will just stroke that back to the goalkeeper. Cody Cook goes to close him down, but Haynes and Caldwell between them do well. This time it's a low ball looking for Touré. Good movement by Touré, but Sam Dreher gets in there, just uses his strength, bumps Touré, who goes down to the ground. Never a free kick, and it's back with James Hammond again. And now Worthington, splitting the central defenders, plays it out to Ed Palmer on the right hand side. He goes long down the channel looking for a run of Jordan Thomas, but that's going nowhere. Jordan Young, I don't know where he went there, John. I was looking for him to go onto that, and he's just ambling about in midfield a little bit too quick for Jordan. I think he needs a slight alarm call there.
There's a sort of fine misty sort of drizzle sort of thing settling over, isn't there? I mean, there's no doubt about this game anymore. The rain's not heavy or anything, but there is this sort of, I can see, but well into the second half, I think it could end up being really misty. It's that really fine sort of rain, and it could make picking out those little passes like that quite difficult. As you said, Jordan Young just sort of disappeared there.
I genuinely was looking for him. I said, that looks like Jordan Thomas from here. They're not exactly twins, are they? So it wasn't too difficult to ascertain which was which. It's Cody Cook again, but fair play to the Chippenham defender there, number 6, Haynes. He's won every ball against Cody Cook so far. Matt Worthington just strokes it back. Jordan Thomas brings it on, or continues on to James Hammond. Hammond now again goes reasonably long. Cody Cook again. This time Haynes wins it again, but only at the expense of a throw-in just inside the Chippenham half down the left-hand side, which Jay Fulston will take. Sam Dreher asks for it back inside his own half, and now Dreher and Palmer have a little bit of space to work into. Palmer coming up towards the halfway line. He finds Jordan Young up there. It's a good ball to Jordan Young. Brings it down, brings it in on the left foot. He goes outside this time, but doubled up on a little bit there. Good defending by Caldwell, who seems to be over on the left. I was told he would play right, but it's now a throw into Torquay, 10 yards from goal. Sindiri's got a long throw in his locker, I believe, John.
Yeah, and that was the first time Jordan Young's just got into a little bit of space, got on the ball out on the right there, just to the edge of the penalty area, tried to take his man on. Cross got blocked, but first little sign of Jordan Young looking dangerous.
Yep, here comes a throw in from Sindiri eventually. Here it is. It is a long looped one headed by a Chippenham player. Sonny Blue, Low Everton finds Sindiri again, back to Low Everton on the right edge of the box, back out to Sindiri. His left foot cross goes into the back post. Ed Palmer goes up, he tries to put it back into a dangerous area. It goes straight through to the keeper. We can hardly count that as an attempt on target, John, but
no, we can't. But always good to see Ed Palmer up there at set pieces is always a threat. Great to see him back in the team. And obviously Jordan Dyer picking up that injury at Dover means Ed's going to get a bit of a run, and obviously the new lad they've signed today from Exeter as well, Ed James.
I don't think the news on Jordan Dyer's particularly thrilling from a Torquay perspective, John. He's going to be out for a little bit. A huge blow in my opinion. One of, if not the best centre half in the league, never mind at the club, although him and Dreher are such an excellent partnership usually. As again Fleet, the man who picked up a red card away to Dagenham on Saturday, sprays it out the left hand side. Chippenham got plenty up in this move, but they can't really find the space. There's a little low ball looking for the run of Bradbury coming in from a midfield role there, can't get it, and Torquay don't win a free kick. Not only does Cody not get the free kick, Cody Cook, he also concedes a throw in, which Chippenham take back into their own half. Excuse me, and Haynes will look to build from there. He comes out to King on this right hand side. He comes in on the left foot. King dinks it in again, so it looks like they're almost playing, for want of a better expression, John, inverted fullbacks. A left footer at right back and a right footer at left back.
There's a few times King has just cut in and whipped a nice looking cross in. No one's been able to get on the end of it, but they don't look like a team bottom of the league, do they? They haven't started, they don't look short of confidence, but then again, for them this is just a bit of a free hit, isn't it? And have a go, they're at home, might as well have a crack.
At Plainmoor, Torquay got 3 in front fairly quickly, 55 minutes gone if memory serves me, and then to be fair to Chippenham, they started playing like they were Barcelona at one point sort of thing, but not overly threatening James Hammond, to be fair. But some of the Torquay fans, it was a bit of a grumpy face for some of the Torquay fans, who were a polite way of putting it, weren't too happy, and I thought, come on, you're moaning about a 3-0 victory then. As again, here come Chippenham forward into the left edge of the box. A little bit of danger is Torquay, but he's closed down immediately by Palmer. Sindiri comes back to offer help, comes to the edge of the box. A low shot's going to come in, tipped round the post by Hammond. The shot coming in from Evans, and Hammond gets down and tips it round the post. We've played just over 9 minutes here at Harden Hughes Park. Chippenham 0, Torquay 0, but I think if you were using the old boxing analogy, John, Chippenham slightly ahead on points at the moment.
Yeah, and that was just a long ball forward from the centre half that was cleared by Torquay, but then on the second ball, Worthington just put an arm in the bloke's back rather than go up for the header. The guy brought it down and set up the number 8 for a shot, which Hammond did well to save.
Cronler comes in, up goes a header, Dreher, headed away. Jordan Young won't get to that. Everybody in the final third at the moment, out to Evans again. He tries a right foot cross this time, and Wilson keeps that in. Dreher headed it away, Wilson keeps it in, but it only comes to the halfway line. Caldwell, playing in the left back position tonight, was over at right back as the ball comes through and Palmer misses it, and very fortunately Parsons slips there and it goes through to James Hammond.
It's a lovely a through ball that really caused Palmer a lot of problems, and he tried to just slide and get down onto it, missed it. Thankfully Parsons slipped as well. It looked from this angle like Palmer could have brought him down, but thankfully no contact. Everybody survives. Slightly nervy moments for Torquay. They've not started terrifically well.
Possibly surprised at how much Chippenham have come at them in the early stages, John, but shouldn't be in truth. Maidstone have taken an early lead at Eastbourne, who look like they're collapsing. There's a long diagonal ball. If Filson keeps that in, he does. Down the left corner, can he get the cross in? Comes back in, finds Worthington behind him. Torquay got a few players up in this move, but Worthington, rather than putting it into the box, tries to be a little bit too intricate, and then between Low Everton, Filson and Worthington, very little's achieved. Back on the halfway line with Dreher, he just squares it to Ed Palmer. He's looking for movement in front of him. It's a dink ball, up goes ahead of Cody Cook, but again Haynes just a little bit too clever for Cook there, just bends down, lets Cook fall to the ground. Goal kick to the home side. Said 1-0 to Maidstone. John, Eastbourne, the money they spent, probably weren't expecting to be rooted in at bottom 4.
No, not at all. It's been a funny old league like that this season, isn't it?
It's similar to last season, wasn't it? Everybody seemed to go on good runs at one point. But
yeah, so far, I mean, Torquay's tactics seems to be, they did it again there. It was just they sort of dink balls up to Cody Cook, and he's not really managed to get on the end of any of them yet. Not a huge amount of imagination or creativity, but then again, this probably isn't the pitch to really try and get it down and play, because I imagine it's already cutting up.
Well, it's a poor giveaway there by Nash. Fleet plays it forward. They've got support here, Torquay on the edge of the box, but Dreher gets back there just in time. Good defending by Dreher, clears it. Wilson will pick it up, but he's facing his own goal. Back to Filson, the left back position, and he does what he had to and clears it up. Cody Cook being clearly fouled there. Referee watching that, he's got as good a view as we had, John. It was only yards from us, but decides nothing doing. And it's linked forward again. Torquay and Dreher going for it. Dreher will get in front of his man, but he will not concede a throw in, or will it? Hard to tell as a pulling away, gets it to Filston, and Filston gets it clear. Good defending by Torquay, by Dreher in particular. As again, well, I'll tell you what, if it's going to be a heading competition, there's only going to be one winner, John, isn't there? Or Chippenham are winning about 90% of the headed balls so far.
Yeah, it's been awfully physical, but unlike the refs let a lot go so far, which is good. I mean, Cook was being held there, but then Dreher went down the other end and probably had a good arm round Torquay and sort of won the ball off him. So if he's happy to let the play flow like that, but yeah, it's a physical old contest so far, and like you say, Chippenham have just asserted themselves. Not better than Torquay. Torquay just have not really got going.
They did go on a run of 4 games with 2 wins and 2 draws. It looked like, as Ed Palmer was the longest header you'll ever see from inside his own half, straight through to the goalkeeper. They went on 2 wins and 2 draws, John, when they looked completely cut adrift at the bottom, pulled themselves back into it, but they're on 4 losses in a row at the moment, Chippenham, so form isn't on their side. I think 9 points adrift of safety. They're obviously, every point's a prisoner for them, but they're certainly not, as you said, they're not playing like a team with serious relegation worries at the moment, to be fair to them. As Fleet picks it up in midfield, finds Bradbury. 4 up in attack for Chippenham here. 2 of them now dropping deeper. Stink forward there. King will go and challenge Filston, but Filston's too clever for that. Just strokes it back to Hammond. Hammond needs to be careful. and eventually launches it out to the right hand side, and it ends up Paul Watton gives it a little back heel. It's a throw into Chippenham down their left hand side. 14 minutes gone here. Welcome to BBC Radio Devon Sport. If you've joined us tonight, I'm Paul Mulhern, joined tonight by John Cadigan. We're across all frequencies and currently watching a 0-0 game here at Harton Hughes Park in Wiltshire, Chippenham in Wiltshire, as King now will try and come down that right hand side, but again comes in on the left foot. He prefers that, and the ball dinked through, but too far in front of Toure and the supporting King, and James Hammond's got a chance to try and restore some order, shall we say. As I said, John, there's not been any huge chances bar a one shot for Chippenham, but
no, but Chippenham again, that was a really nice move. Really quite precise passing, worked the ball inside, created a nice opening for themselves. Didn't take a shot in the end, but they've done that a few times, and it does show that. I mean, this pitch, you obviously can play on it. And Chippenham has, they've got confidence. They're getting better as the game's going on, and Torquay just haven't had anything going yet. No shots, no chances really. And Chippenham are looking a lot better so far.
Unfortunately, can't argue with that, John. It's a very fair assessment, I feel. As Ed Palmer gets his head onto the throw-in, but only heads it into the back of Jordan Thomas. Another long ball now. Here's a chance for Parsons to face up Dreher, but Dreher makes him turn back, finds Toure. Chippenham not got as many up in that move. It was a breakaway there. Torquay well covered at the back. It now comes out to King on this right hand side, just in front of us. He finds Bradbury, nice little nutmeg, finds King going in the left foot. Can he try a shot? Worthington though blocks it. Wasn't the best of shots there in truth, and eventually Jordan Young just hoofs it up into the Chippenham half, and Grant heads it back to his goalkeeper. Not the cleanest header, but Torquay got nobody there, and at the moment Torquay are not so much looking for answers, they're looking if they can ask any questions, to be honest, John.
Chippenham are just looking livelier, to be honest. Like Bradbury out on the right here, got the ball, King spread it out to him, really nice. Bradbury looked up, popped it through Joe Fulston's legs, carried on, got the ball inside, and then couldn't quite get the shot off. But they're looking so much livelier than Torquay. Torquay haven't got going at all.
And here comes Bradbury again. Chippenham get men up in this move. It comes to the left edge of the penalty area, tries to little give and go there, Parsons, but blocked by Torquay at first. However, it's back again. It's a Chippenham foot it's on it, as it seems to be all the time. Caldwell just strokes it back now. We've got Haynes on his own, on the halfway line, just inside his own half, back to the keeper. Just say good evening to Harry Salvage, John. I know he was meant to be here to begin with, but he's come down with the sniffle, shall we say it. But knowing Harry, it must be a bad one, otherwise he'd have made his way here. So good evening to you, Harry. I hope you get better soon, my friend. As again, if you were here, all you'd be commentating on is most of the action in Torquay's half as the ball comes towards our box, but Kieran Wilson in the left back position has got a chance to get Torquay up the park, but not a huge amount of movement in front of him. Just strokes it back to James Hammond, now out to Palmer. So Torquay looking to go down the right hand side. Jordan Young midway inside his own half finds Nash Sindiri. He's looking for movement in front of him, which he finds Fulson just on the halfway line. Chance for Torquay United to put a couple of passes together at last. Low Everton finds Sindiri. He comes across to Palmer. They'll go back down the right hand side. Jordan Young in support. Palmer goes up to offer support on the right hand side as well. Young finds him, but it's back to Jordan Young. It's all a little bit pedestrian for Torquay at the moment. Now back to Sindiri. He finds Dreher. Couple of boos coming there, I think, from the Chippenham fans, a little bit sarcastically, I feel. And then Jordan Young gives it to Sindiri, who's basically playing it right centre back at the moment. His long ball forward is met by the header. Low Everton falls nicely for Jordan Young. Again, he comes back, finds Palmer, and now Worthington at last. Torquay at least stringing some passes together over to this left hand side, 10 yards inside the Chippenham half. Fulston plays in, Kieran Wilson down the left, steps inside on his right, finds Sindiri 30 yards from goal. Is he going to fashion space for a shot? No, he's not. Comes back out, Fulston's there. Torquay have got 4 or 5 in the box. Sindiri, can he dink one in? It's a little reverse pass to the supporting Low Everton. He comes back again now to Fulston. If United can get this, and I think that thought it hit a hand there, but it hits a Chippenham player and they defend that fairly easily, but Sindiri will pick that up. He just comes back to Dreher. Chippenham got most men behind the ball, or everybody behind the ball. Palmer now on the right hand side again over the halfway line, looking for support in front of him, which he finds in the shape of, I think, Jordan Young, but he is beaten to the tackle, but he comes back and gets it. Young now coming inside on the left foot, tries to dink it forward, blocked again. Sandiri slips but does well enough, gets up. Fulston now coming up the left edge of the box on the left hand side. Wilson picks it up, can he get across, and he's coming into the edge of the box. Is he going to get a shot? And he does get a shot in. It deflects, I think, off a Chippenham player. I think it was Fleet that threw himself in front of him there. Best chance for Torquay, probably the match, John. Corner to Torquay United.
Well, a fantastic spell of Torquay pressure. I mean, I haven't got time to run you through the whole thing because it lasted about 2 minutes. They just held on to the ball for such a long time, going from side to side, probing, got the ball out to the left, and Kieran Wilson just looked up, cut inside onto his right foot and whipped off a shot, and as you say, deflected behind, but it had some venom behind it. Looked like it could have been going in for a second, but a Torquay corner.
Which will be taken by, I think, Low Everton. I can barely see him up there actually, but it is going to be Low Everton. Torquay have got 5 or 6 in the box. It goes to the back post, punched by keeper Henry. There's an attempted overhead kick by Sam Dreher. I think he's been playing FIFA on the bus on the way up there, John, actually.
It looked so perfect. It was perfectly set up for a Dreher overhead kick, and yes, he'll make the end of season highlights.
Well, and then Cody Cook does win a header this time, but he's knocked down. It's too close to Henry in goal, and Chippenham now got a chance to, I say, regroup. But Torquay United have certainly changed the narrative a little bit these last couple of minutes. Let's see if they can keep it up as it's bowled out, and Grant plays the ball out to the halfway line, but a good tackle there, and then Chippenham are forced rather poorly, just lobbed that forward into the arms of James Hammond, who bowls it out quickly and finds Sam Dreher midway inside his own half, finds Ed Palmer again. Touré and Parsons not pressing them, John, but certainly cutting off the passing lanes, as they say.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Torquay have just, that's the template for what they need to do, isn't it? That last couple of minutes, they were so good on the ball, moving it much quicker. They've been very pedestrian so far, but that's the first time they properly zipped the ball around, and Chippenham couldn't cope with it. And they had both Young cut in at one point and had an effort blocked, and Wilson cut in. That's been the winning formula so far this season.
Absolutely. More of the same, please, as Worthington plays a long one out looking for Jordan Thomas, but it's headed there quite comfortably by Caldwell, out for a throw-in midway inside the Chippenham half, down Torquay's right hand side. There was one little concern I had there though, John, was that Jordan Young for the second time in a couple of minutes failed to control a fairly easy ball, so whether the pitch out there's a little bit worse, because Ed Palmer's just done the same, a little bit more bumpy, probably hard to tell from here, but
you can see a few undulations either on this side, can't you?
Yeah,
I think it's probably a bit unpredictable, even in the best of times.
Wouldn't be playing snooker on it, let's put it that way. But as here comes Fulston again down the left hand side. Chippenham defending quite deep as Worthington's ball comes in, but good goalkeeping by Henry. Comes out almost to the 18-yard line to pull that down. I know it's a silly thing to say after only 22 minutes, but I'm beginning to wonder if Chippenham have run out of steam a little bit for a few minutes.
I mean, I think it's true, and that was, I think it's one of those where if you have such a good spell and you don't score, I think it just takes the wind out of you a bit, doesn't it?
Again, Fleet picks it up in that midfield area between him and Evans. They eventually work it back via Haynes to Henry in the Chippenham goal. We have played 22 minutes just over here on BBC Radio Devon Sport. Chippenham 0, Torquay United 0. Thank you for joining us tonight, if indeed you have chosen to do so. As Sandiri again tries a very adventurous ball out to Wilson, but had more time than he realised. And Chippenham will have a throw-in their own right back position. Let's see if we've got any other goals in the league. Nope, still Eastbourne 0, Maidstone 1, the only goal. Dorking 0, Dover 0. Obviously will be of interest to Torquay, and that's a mistake by Chippenham, and now Worthington again slows it down a little bit. Sandiri's got it, he's looking for movement the right hand side, but Jordan Young had come inside, so it comes back over to the left, and Fulston 25 yards from goal on the left hand side finds Wilson. He's going to pick it up, but he's probably going to come back in on his right foot. He does, gets into the box, can he get space for a shot? He's passed a couple, he's passed even more. Wilson, he's taken them all on it, breaks to Sandiri, but the shot's blocked, and now Touré's got a chance to break for Chippenham. At the moment he's only got one in support, 4 back for Torquay. Excellent covering by Wilson there to slow Touré up, but now Parsons has it, but Torquay have got most people back in Sunny Blue. Low Everton sticks a toe in and forces Chippenham onto the back foot, but again, little glimmer of light there for Torquay, John.
Well, if I was Paul Watson, I'd just say, just get the ball and give it to Kieran Wilson. Because every time he gets on the ball, and it was the same at Enfield the other week as well, every time he gets on the ball, he looks like he's going to score. He's got so much confidence. And again, just out there on the left, couple of step overs, took his fullback on, cut inside, beat another man, and let go of the shot, which again was blocked. And then Sandiri on the follow-up, another shot that was blocked. But I mean, Kieran Wilson has been sublime again so far.
He's a big boy as well, hasn't he, John? He's just like, I don't know, 20, 30 yards in front of us, and it's like, I think when you watch him on TV, you don't really appreciate it as much, but he was, 6'2", 6'3", I'd imagine, easily.
Just gets his head down and just runs direct. He's great, and hopefully they can keep him.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Exeter need the money. We can offer him 50 quid for the rest of the loan. Not that's to say that Torquay are particularly flush with cash, right enough.
We can do 50.
Yeah. We'll do a GoFundMe or whatever it is if we have to. As Sam Dreer comes out the Torquay defence, finds Ed Palmer. Parsons goes to close him down just inside his own half. Sandiri seems to be splitting the defenders more than Worthington tonight, John. It's a lot of people used to complain that Worthington was too deep, but Sandiri seems to have taken that role, as there's a nice little give and go low. Everton gets a good ball in, good header there by Freddie Grant just to get it away, but Torquay really beginning to does he turn the screw? They're certainly spending more time in the Chippenham final third than they have done the rest of the match. It's a way out for a throw-in just inside the Torquay half, which Palmer takes quickly to Sam Dreer. He's got Fulston across here, but he goes the other way to Ed Palmer. Jordan Thomas on the right touchline offering support. Sandiri, as ever, comes back to offer the option, gives it away. It was blocked, but then Worthington will pick the rebound up. Now Worthington strokes it along to Fulston. The pitch so far holding up well for Torquay's passing back inside to Worthington. Really surprised how deep Chippenham are defending here, John, but I think Torquay are on the on the edge of creating a few chances. As here's a long ball comes in towards the back post, but it's too close to the keeper. Palmer didn't get the fully intended cross in there, I don't think, John, but certainly been a better last 5-10 for Torquay.
And it's just disappointing when a move ends up like that, but just a sort of hit and the hope ball forward, and the keeper's just absolutely just collected those all day, and we've got to be a bit more subtle than that. Every time that we've been a bit clever with it, Chippenham can't cope.
Indeed. It's them though back in possession. Now it's their turn to try and play their way back into the game after the first 15 minutes or so. They were clearly the better side, but now Torquay United, in my opinion, would say taking over's probably a bit strong, but certainly asking more questions than they were earlier on. And it's back with their keeper Henry. Now Fulston might does he lets it go. Fulston having his shot tugged there by Bradbury, but back to Dreer. He goes back to Hammond, and Torquay will look to build again. This time Hammond goes long again. That could go over a defender, but it does. But absolutely no chance of Cody Cook or indeed Jordan Young getting onto that one. There's a chap I know who lives in Scotland in Kilmarnock, John. He goes by the name of Gladys, obviously not his real name.
Oh yeah.
And he's just sent me a message and he said, I very much doubt John will do his impression of you tonight.
Do you know what? I will do it if we score. That is a guarantee. That's a Radio Devon guarantee. I will do my Paul Mulhen impression. Thank you, Gladys.
As Sandiri again tries to go forward, but a terrible pass out there. And they said, we have now played almost 28 minutes here at Hardendoos Park. Thank you for joining us on BBC Radio Devon Sport. You're currently listening to Torquay United now, Chippenham Town now, Chippenham the home side obviously. And myself, Paul Mulhern, and from the National Obsession podcast, John Cadigan. John, I do listen to your podcast. I encourage others to do it. I think an irreverent look at National League football would be a fair description.
A sideways look, I think they call it, in cliched media land.
I encourage anybody to listen to yourself, and of course Charlie Baker co-hosting that one. It really is an enjoyable listen. But Chippenham again trying to come forward, but Touré did win the header, but only through to James Hammond. The game's taken a little dip again the last couple of minutes. Not much happening from either side, as Worthington picks it up midway inside his own half. Comes to Ed Palmer up towards the halfway line. He's got Sandiri inside, but Young on the outside is the option he takes. Jordan Young comes back into Sindiri. To be fair to Chippenham, they're getting everybody behind the ball. Sindiri goes on a little rampage and run now, plays it out even to Fulston. Back to Wilson. And then again it's back to Mark Worthington, and not a huge amount of creativity coming here. Sindiri now on this left touchline, but he goes all the way back to James Hammond. And Chippenham, to their credit, are just not allowing any spaces, obvious spaces, leaving them for Torquay to run into. And as John said, perhaps when you've got Kieran Evans and Cody Cook up there with a bit of height, might come a time when getting balls into the box could be a sensible tactic, John.
Yeah, it does. Although I think it's been just as effective, just getting the ball out wide and letting Young and Wilson wreak havoc. They've obviously just not been able to get on the ball as much as Freddie Grant commits a foul. And a fun fact about Freddie Grant? He's the nephew of Martin Mad Dog Allen.
Oh, really?
You weren't expecting to see Martin Allen's nephew
I
tonight.
actually covered a game here for the station, not last season, the season before, and he played left back, and he was head and shoulders the man of the match. A really good player, but he's not the tallest centre half in the world. So that I would personally, if I was Paul Watton, put Cody Cook right on him and challenge him all night. He's a decent player, but foul there on Low Everton, which wasn't appreciated by Sonny Blue. And it is a free kick to Torquay, 5-6 yards inside their own half, in the Chippenham half, I beg your pardon. Jordan Thomas and Mark Worthington. I hope this is a tactic, John, otherwise it's not the best. Nobody seems to know what's happening here, but welcome to my world, I say there usually. As it's now dinked up goes it heads, but it's over everybody. Dreer trying to get in at the back post there, it goes all the way through, and that will be a goal kick to the home side after 31 minutes. Almost not been a classic, John, thanks, fair to say.
It's not been a classic. I mean, I suppose it probably, again, with the weather that we've been experiencing, particularly in this part of the world, it was probably never going to be one. And look, I know we've not been particularly complimentary about Torquay's performance so far, but if they win 1-0 and it's an 89th minute goal off Cody Cook's shin, then it really doesn't matter. It's 3 points tonight, isn't it? Top v bottom.
Absolutely. Torquay currently on a 7-match unbeaten run. It's went to the top of the league despite having a couple of games postponed. One against Farnborough at home, which I'm sure Torquay would have been desperate to play with the form they went into. The form they went into it with, should I say. But as it stands, Jordan Thomas in the right back position leaves a throw to Ed Palmer, so I'm guessing this is getting launched up the line. Said John, you mentioned, I can't remember if it was on air or not, John, but quite a good turnout of Torquay fans here tonight, isn't there?
Yeah, very good. One of the shorter journeys of the season, and I'd say a good 350-400 Torquay fans.
Well, given the game's live on a couple of radio stations, plus I think a streaming service, well, Fleet goes in late on Sindiri there. I did take my eye off that, John. I don't know if you caught that fully.
It's just a late, as Sindiri chipped a ball down the left for Kieran Wilson. Just a late foot caught Sindiri. It's a little bit naughty.
I think Dreer kind of suggesting that a yellow card might have been appropriate there. It's actually, I think I blamed the wrong person. It wasn't Fleet. I don't know who that is.
It might have been Bradbury. I think
Bradbury
is being spoken to. Yeah, I think it is. It was. I think he knew what he was doing. He just left a little bit on Sandera after he'd played the ball.
Indeed, it was Bradbury, John. Good spot. And Torquay have a free kick 2 yards inside the Chippenham half. Everybody up for Torquay and back for Chippenham. Well, 7 or 8 up for Torquay. It's going to be Worthington, I'm guessing, to dink it to the edge of the box, see if United can find any scrapsy angle. It's a long diagonal one. Palmer gets his head on, headed back across. The idea was there, the execution not so much, but Ed Palmer again showing his value in both boxes, but unfortunately couldn't keep his header far enough away from the keeper, John.
He was almost on the byline by the time he connected it, but he also had 3 Chippenham players trying to wrestle him. I think it was obvious where that ball was going.
Yeah. Chippenham coming forward, Touré clearly offside there. The linesman does decide that he's interfered enough with play, shall we say, to award a free kick to Torquay United midway inside their own half. Somebody shouting Ezio's try and stay on side. Thought I was watching a computer game there for a minute.
I'm sure he's glad he's been told that.
Yeah. As again, Torquay United still keeping possession. I think the first half of this half was mainly Chippenham, the second half of it so far certainly been Torquay. Coming up with 34 minutes gone here on BBC Radio Devon Sport. Ed Palmer on the right hand side dinks it forward looking for the support of Jordan Thomas, but Jordan Young eventually picks it up, does well to control it on that left hand side, comes inside. There's a nice little ball if Thomas can keep that in. It's just a little bit too far, too firmly hit for him though, but good idea by Jordan Young there, John, but a little bit too much on it.
Yeah, and he's just not seen the ball that much this half, but that was prime Jordan Young territory, out on the right on the touchline. Jink one way, jink the other, spotted Jordan Thomas with a lovely little overlapping run, splitting the fullback in the centre half, played the ball in, but it was just ever so slightly too much on it for Jordan Thomas, almost got there. But again, we just need to get Jordan Young into the game. I mean, I don't want to reduce Paul Watton's carefully crafted tactics to just pass it to Jordan Young, but I mean, he is probably the best player on the pitch.
Hold on, Parsons trying to get in there, he gets in front of Jordan Thomas, but Dreyer does enough to hold him up. Back now, Parsons out their left hand side where the supporting Caldwell will try and get forward, but at the moment, John, from my limited knowledge of the game, when they've got the two inverted fullbacks, it's becoming easier for Torquay to defend. Everything's going central, you just cover the central areas and Bob's your uncle. And as Sindiri clears it, both the fullbacks for Chippenham, they normally play on the other side, but obviously some tactical idea is to bring them inside, but every time they do, they're running into Sindiri or Worthington or Fulston, I beg your pardon, or Palmer or Dreyer, and not really getting anywhere.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they've not really challenged Fulston or Thomas right back on the outside. Every time they've got the ball out wide, like you say, they've cut inside. But when they have done, they have looked dangerous, and Torquay, a really, really lively striker, and his movement is pretty rapid. His movement is good, and he's threatened to get in a couple of times, I will say. I mean, I think Dreyer and Palmer, particularly so far, have looked absolutely rock solid.
Yeah, so far.
And swallowed everything up that's been thrown at them.
It's going to be Freddie Grant's left-footed long diagonal ball to nobody. That's going to go out for a goal kick. Couple of scores coming in. Torquay, we out playing on Saturday, had a pretty decent day, and so far at the moment it's not been the worst either, as Ebbsfleet took the lead against Enfield, but 2 minutes later Enfield equalised, and Hampton under Alan Dowson have just taken the lead at Hemel Hempstead. Both Ebbsfleet and Hemel Hempstead currently occupying the top 7. At one point Ebbsfleet, as James Hammond needs to be careful, he is, as Ebbsfleet were, if they'd won their game in hands, would have drawn level with Torquay United, but here comes a good play there by Jordan Thomas all the way up there. Sonny Blue Low Everton finds Jordan Young, right edge of the box. Young comes in on the left foot, goes past 1-2, but can't get past the third, and eventually cleared in. Touré does well to turn Dreyer there. Touré now just inside the Torquay United half, down this right hand side. Dreyer up there, Fulston gets back as well. Sindiri's position and blocked any chance of Touré pass. Good play by him off the ball. Here comes Fleet. He goes forward again looking for Touré, as you mentioned, John. He's looking up a handful at the moment, isn't he, Touré?
Yeah, and that was really nice. For Torquay's attack, Chippenham cleared the ball forward, and Touré just raced it back to goal on the halfway line and just flicked it round Dreyer, and then turned and had the beating of him. And it was only a bit of covering there from Joe Fulston that got Torquay out of trouble, and that came from our own attack.
Yep. We're heading towards the dying embers of this half, just about 7.5 minutes left of it. Truthfully, neither team threatened too much. A shot for Hemel saved by Hammond, but it was one of those that if he didn't save it, he wouldn't be playing at this level. And a couple of block shots for Torquay United, not a huge amount there. It's again forced to go long. Jordan Young easily out-jumped by the left back for tonight, Caldwell. Jordan Thomas does well, and eventually it's prodded back there, and I think that's going to be thought that was a Torquay throw, John, from this angle, but from this distance, but apparently not. As here comes centre half Haynes. He'll come over to King on this right hand side. Kieran Wilson goes up to close him down. Matt Worthington up there at the moment in the number 10 position. Well, Sonny Blue Everton's further up than that, and Chippenham taking a little bit of a chance here at the back. Torquay trying to press him in, but decent enough play by Chippenham. Here comes Fleet midway inside his own half, but not a lot to aim at, so he goes out to the left hand side. That's a decent ball. Here comes Caldwell just inside Torquay United's half. Goes forward looking for Parsons midway inside the half down the left hand side. Caldwell overlaps. The ball comes into the box. Touré gets in front of his man. Touré goes down trying to claim he was pulled, but here's a chance for Torquay to break, and Wilson just in front of us here at the halfway line down the left hand side. Good covering back there, to be fair, by King, but Wilson comes inside, not a huge amount to aim at, slows it down, finds Worthington. Worthington again, undecided, comes outside to Fulson United now with Wilson, Low Everton and Cook in the box, but again the cross doesn't come in as Low Everton comes out, now back in the right foot past one, can he get past the second? He finds Kieran Wilson on the edge of the box, but again Torquay seem quite reluctant to shoot. There's a decent ball to Fulson, he's onside, a low ball across, just about cleared, it'll break to Low Everton, can he get space for a shot? Comes back on the left foot, but he's going to be forced back outside to Wilson on the left hand side again, up against his man, but well played there by Bradbury. He takes it off Wilson quite comfortably, and Fleet will try and complete the clearance, but Mark Worthington almost gets in front of Touré. Chippenham do well enough and eventually give it back to centre half Grant. Now they will try and build from the left hand side. We've got just over 5 minutes of the first half to play here at Hardenhouse Park. As the ball goes dinked forward, here's a good supporting run by Owen Evans, left edge of the box, but Dreyer goes out, forces him towards the touchline. Dreyer though out of position. Wilson, believe it or not, is coming back to cover for him, or Fulson comes in and Wilson covers Fulson, but here comes again Chippenham. King's on the right hand side on the touchline, here he is, Wilson. Again, should know he's going to come in on the left, back to Haynes. Haynes will try and dink it in, but Dreyer should get in front of his man. They're playing the handball, the shot comes in there though. But a little bit of a mishit shot there. Don't know who that was from at the moment. I think it was Owen Evans, but it goes past.
Yeah, and very end to end with Torquay at one end, Sonny Blue, Low Everton, edge of the box, jinking one way, jinking the other, shot blocked, and then Kieran Wilson down the left. First time his fullbacks actually got the ball off him, and then Chippenham, they're just a lot quicker at getting the ball forward than Torquay. They're a bit more, they're moving the ball quicker, they got the ball forward quickly there, spread it from left to right, and got the ball into the middle where, yeah, the shot he got off, and it actually didn't get blocked, but it was very, very tame, well wide. But Chippenham just, when they get the ball, Torquay just a bit ponderous, aren't they? They're just a bit, they slow it down a bit, have a bit of a think, couple of passes, see where we are, whereas Chippenham just get the ball down and go for it.
Sometimes I think you can be too intricate, John, and at the moment that would probably sum up Torquay's first half performance so far. It's getting into good positions but then making the wrong decisions, as you say. You think, well, you've got 4 in the box, lob it in, but they just come back to Worthington, back to Sindiri looking for these spaces. But to be fair to Chippenham, they've got a decent manager here as well. They are a minnow at this level, to be fair to them, without being disrespectful, but they've been a decent National League South side for the last couple of seasons, and despite their bottom of the league place, they're showing it a little bit tonight so far, unfortunately from a Torquay point of view. And again, it'll be Chippenham to try and come forward, but Wilson eventually dinks it back to James Hammond from a fair distance, forces Hammond to go long again. Cody Cook tries to win that, but he did get there, or it went over him and Evans, but only to Grant, and it's now again Chippenham coming forward. And good tackle there by Cody Cook. It was, I thought it was, he's doing all the way back there, concedes a throw in. We have got 2.5, or just over 2.5 minutes of normal time to go. Don't think there'll be too much additional time, John, if any at all. Actually, I'm guessing just the obligatory one.
Yeah, there's been next to no stoppages, is there? So I think it will be over. And look, I don't think it's a disaster, and I always think at this level, you're coming up against part-time teams, Torquay can stay in the games longer.
Yeah.
They've shown the last few games coming from behind to win.
Yeah, well, here comes Worthington out of defence, but rather than playing it out on the right-hand side, well, to be fair, didn't have a huge amount of options there. And the ball's now back through with James Hammond. He will roll it out to Dreyer. Over to Fulston on this left-hand side. Sindiri's now been closed down by Parsons, but only temporarily. Back to Worthington. Now Low Everton comes a little bit deeper and gives it away, and now Tory's going to come bearing down on Torquay's goal, left edge of the box. Can he go on his right foot? He can. Blocked there eventually by Hammond, but it's going to break again to Bradbury. Dinks it back in, up goes Touré. Cleared off the line by Dreyer. An almost bicycle kick there from Torquay, by far the best chances of the match. A mistake there by Torquay United sent Torquay clean through. The first one I think was saved by James Hammond. It was, our view was blocked a little back, John. But the second one, when Bradbury crossed it back in, Torquay goes up with a spectacular overhead / bicycle kick, but it was cleared off the line by Dreyer. A massive let off for Torquay United, and unlucky for the home side.
Completely self-inflicted as well. Sonny Blue Low Everton with a pass back.
Was it Blue Everton, was it?
It was Low Everton with a pass back to no one. I don't know who he'd seen, but all the defenders were pushing out, and Low Everton played a pass back. Torquay through on goal, and Hammond with the save initially.
Yeah.
And the ball came back out wide, and amazing scissor kick, bicycle kick.
Yeah. Oh, here comes Worthington, edge of the box, dinks it in towards Cook. Good hold up play by Cook. He's got 2 or 3 round him. Cook, he does well enough there to get it over to Jordan Thomas up supporting. I'm not sure if we're allowed to ask a linesman to move. Sanderi's ball goes into the box, but it's headed out there. I thought Torquay could have done a little bit better in that breakaway there, John, if I'm honest, but Palmer gets it back. Jordan Young now, he tries a low shot. That was, what, a 40-yard shot there at least, John, at least.
And unfortunately, that is the worst side of Jordan Young now. That was pure selfishness. That was just utterly stupid. 40 yards out, options to his left, options to his right, and for some reason he just decides to have a go. That looked just like a shot out of frustration that just dribbled along the ground and out for a goal kick. Totally stupid, and hopefully the referee just blows the whistle here and gets this half over, because frankly Torquay should be 1-0 down there. That was a glorious chance.
It really was. Fair play to Dreyer for getting back the line there. Well, the half-time whistle does go just 10 seconds into the, well, no additional time basically. The referee just waiting for the game to be restarted. And if we're perfectly honest here, as much as we'd like to tell you all we're watching a classic and Torquay United have been unlucky not to have scored 2 or 3, the reality is, John, that it's been a fairly even game. Chippenham started and ended the half better. United had the middle, but those 2 chances at the end, Chippenham will probably feel they should be going in 1 up.
It's been very even as the players come in past us here. They all look pretty soaked actually. I think it's a lot wetter out there than you realise. Yep. And like you say, Chippenham started really, really well. First 15-20 minutes was all them. But I mean, as they're entitled to do, aren't they? The bottom of the league, they've got absolutely nothing to lose tonight. Have a go. And they actually played really well, but then they just seemed to run out of steam a bit. Needed to score when they were on top, and Torquay showed a bit of their quality really, and had again a good 15-20 minute spell of dominance. Again, a couple of efforts where they perhaps could have scored, but they never really had any properly gilt-edged chance. The real gilt-edged chance was there at the end. Chippenham just came back into it for the last 5 or 10 minutes and almost Torquay their own worst enemy with the pass back. Torquay through on goal. Hammond with a big save, and then the ball came back in, and Torquay with a second chance cleared off the line with a ridiculous scissor kick effort. So they'll be thinking, Chippenham will be thinking, that was a missed opportunity. They should be going in 1-0 up. Torquay perhaps a little lucky not to be going in behind. Going to need to see more from them in the second half, and it's been a bit of a theme the last few games, isn't it? They've gone behind early. They've not started brilliantly, but they've come back into the game, so they're going to have to do it again, albeit from 0-0 rather than 1-0 or 2-0 down.
Well, fingers crossed we'll see a better second half performance from Torquay United, but as it is now, we'll head back to James Vickery in the studio with a half-time score here from Harden Hughes Park. Chippenham Town 0, Torquay United 0. Joins for the second half.
Hi, this is Richard Green, and this Saturday on BBC Radio Devon I have another one of my A-list retro mates in conversation, although he's slightly confused about who he is.
Who is Jason Donovan? I'm still trying to work it out, Richard, you know.
I like to arrange the catering for my guests as well, so we've already been through the crisp menu.
I'm not really into sweet chilli. I like my salt and vinegar or plain.
And we get philosophical and talk about how Jason wants to be remembered.
I think I'd like to be known as, a good person and a good father and a good husband. They're the priorities.
That's me, Richard Green, in conversation with Jason Donovan this Saturday from 10 on BBC Radio Devon and anytime on BBC Sounds.
BBC Radio Devon
Sport
with James Vickery.
Yeah, half-time then, and some would say maybe a surprising scoreline coming in from Wiltshire this evening. No breakthrough yet. Chippenham Town 0, Torquay United 0, despite the fact that it is bottom against first in that match there this evening. No goals so far, and a fairly even contest as well. Just taking you through some of the latest scores elsewhere in National League South. Dorking 0, Devon 0, Eastbourne 0, Maidstone United 1, Ebbsfleet 1, Enfield Town 1 is the latest we know for you there in that particular game then this evening. Hemel Hempstead Town 0, Hampton and Richmond Borough 1, Horsham 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 1, Slough against Weston-super-Mare no goals, and Tonbridge Angels against Maidenhead United also goalless there this evening. This is Tuesday Night Sport with James Vickery behind Torquay United, following them every step of the way in National League South. As it stands, just taking a look at that National League South table right now. This evening, Torquay United 3 points clear of second place Dorking. So still doing all right at the top of the table, but we could do with a couple of Torquay United goals, couldn't we? So fingers crossed that we get them in the second half, and second half commentary to come with Paul Mulhern and with John Cadigan in about 10 minutes from now here on Tuesday Night Sport on BBC Radio Devon. BBC Radio Devon from the year 1988, Aztec Camera and Somewhere in My Heart. We're at half-time at Harden Hewish Park. It's Chippenham Town 0, Torquay United 0. Fairly even contest, despite the fact that the teams are at opposite ends of the table right now. So very intriguing encounter and an intriguing second half on the way for you soon. But let's talk at Torquay United women now. And something that we want to really shout about here, of course, is our women's footballers and indeed competitors across the county as well. And one Torquay United women's player is no different. In fact, she's absolutely knocking it out of the park in a number of ways. So on the pitch, she plays all over the pitch for Torquay United, probably just best described as a utility player. And that's the way that she would describe herself, and is what she told me as well. She's also in the army and works in the construction industry in Devon as well. She is Bex McMullen, and Amy Corbett has been to Torquay to meet her.
A midfield 5 on Elliott with McMullen up front. But it is them in possession. It's getting passed about the back through to their keeper Giles. She just about gets it away from the onrushing McMullen.
So I've been in the army just coming up
right
6 years in December. I'm in 165 Port Maritime, which is the Royal Logistics Corps. Absolutely love it. Absolutely fantastic.
Bex McMullen is a bit of an all-rounder for Torquay United, popping up all over the pitch. She's just as comfortable leading the line up front as she is comfortable in defence. Off the pitch, she's versatile too. She works in the construction industry and is also an army reservist, something that's particularly close to her heart.
I've always wanted to be in the services, but obviously the army is always what I wanted to pick. Also, I had inspiration from my granddad and my great-great-granddads, them being in the army and just obviously the stories they tell. And I just want to do as much as I can to give back and be a part of a team. And obviously army, it's fantastic to be part of such a big service, really.
So how does Bex deal with playing football while working in construction and being in the services?
Juggling everything around, making sure that obviously you've got time for both, which is easy because obviously army reserves, they're very good. They'll work around you. Football, obviously train hard with the squads, just wanting to be a part of that. So it's just juggling everything in the right direction and just doing what I can for both and putting the most effort in I can for both as well.
Does it often mean travelling long distances to get back to Devon for a match?
Sometimes it has. Weekends if I'm away, obviously if I can get back for the match, absolutely. I've done it before. I just always want to be kind of everywhere, if I'm honest. When you're passionate, you'll do your best to make it work. Long travelling, it's part of the parcel, isn't it? Just happy to be a part of both teams, really.
Working together clearly comes naturally to Bex, who has to use those skills both on a match day and in her working life.
Teamwork and, as they say, communication is key. Just be hard working within that team, making sure you're pulling your weight, helping others if anybody needs a hand or just a question or anything like that. Just to be a service, I can help you, what do you need? Same on the pitch, you're there for each other, you're a squad, you want to do well. So it's always the case of having each other's back. If one person needs something, 2, 3, you do your best to help everyone, and it's transferable because you're a team in both. You want to do the best and you want the best outcome.
Exeter City have won the last 4. Plymouth Argyle could go second with a win. It's the Devon Derby with our commentary team, Bex McMullen, Alan Richardson.
They're going to be feeling the pressure down there, but obviously the coaches are going to try and calm those nerves. It's a big game, it's a big event. The coaches are going to feel it as well. So I think in the changing rooms there's going to be excitement, nerves, but overall I think they're all going to be ready and raring to go.
Recently, Bex added yet another string to her bow in the commentary box for BBC Radio Devon. But back on the pitch, the main aim for Torquay United women is promotion back to the National League.
We've been there before, we want to get back there. It's a fantastic league, very competitive. You can tell the difference. The girls that we've got in the squads, they're going to drive. Being a part of the grit that's developing time after time, after game, these girls can get where we need to be. And with the backing that we've had as well, with that behind us, to make a stamp getting back in the National League, and I think we'll just try and progress and keep going as far as we can.
Great stuff. Brilliant to hear. Torquay United's Bex McMullen with Amy Corbett there. So great stuff for Torquay United women. Bex McMullen actually back with us in the commentary box next Wednesday. We're doing commentary of Exeter women at Plymouth Argyle women in the league, and Bex part of our commentary team.
You are my fire, the one desire, believe when I say I want it that way. But we are 2 worlds apart, can't reach to your heart when you say that I want it that way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a thought. one desire. You are.
Backstreet Boys. I want it that way. It's 8:45. We're just about to get back underway then in Wiltshire this evening. Torquay United at Chippenham, goalless in this game. Let's go back to John Cadigan and Paul Mulhern.
Well, thank you very much, James, and you're joining us just as myself and John are trying to work out the two players who are going to go off for Torquay, because Louis Dennis and Dylan Morgan are coming on. Early signs suggest that Nash Sanderi's one of them, and we think, perhaps surprisingly, Kieran Wilson's the second. It's hard to say because we've got fans decided to congregate in front of us, but welcome back nonetheless to John Cadigan. Well, I was going to ask you just before half time, John, if you're Paul Wotton, what do you do? Yeah, 23, Wilson has went off for Morgan. Is that surprised you, Wilson?
Well, yes. I mean, I think he's been one of Torquay's more dangerous players. But I don't think anybody really comes out of the half with a huge amount of credit. So I don't think anyone could really complain at going off. And I don't think, obviously, Paul Wotton's not been happy with what he's seen. I think we remarked a fair bit during that first half that Torquay need to move the ball quicker. And I think Dylan Morgan and Louis Dennis will hopefully do that. Louis Dennis is certainly a really intelligent footballer, isn't he?
Yeah.
And Kieran Wilson, for all his pros, is very, very young, very raw, very inexperienced, and I'm sure Paul just wants those years of experience on there.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to take a guess, John. I'm fairly confident it's going to be Cody Cook will stay up front, Sonny Blue Low Everton will go and join Worthington deeper, and Louis Dennis will go in the number 10 role, which is what he was signed for, although when he went there as a striker he was so effective and scored 13 for the season. So I was actually wondering when the two of them are, when Louis was back from his suspension, does Cody Cook keep his place? Perhaps tonight he does, as here comes the away side trying to come forward. As another fan decides to amble by, he's looking like he's... Better not say that. Actually, I'm on the BBC. I need to be slightly more polite. I was going to be rude there, John. So
you can tell me afterwards. Yeah. Intrigued to know what you're going to say.
Again, here comes Chippenham on the front foot. Owen Evans it was trying to get forward, but just to confirm, 2 substitutions for Torquay United. Off goes Nash Sanderi, off goes Kieran Wilson, on comes Dylan Morgan, a straight swap for Wilson. But Louis Dennis, Torquay's probably best player, or certainly one of the very, very top ones. He was suspended for 3 games for what a few people felt was a quite controversial incident. I'm not sure he deserved the red card, but I'm probably going to say that. As again the game not settling down, it's back with Ed Palmer. He's going to come up the right hand side, gives it away to Evans in midfield, finds Fleet, but not a lot to aim for. He will go back to King in the right back position, back to Fleet. Dylan Morgan already trying to close down. It goes back to Haynes in the centre half position, a long clearance by him, and the referee has given a free kick to Chippenham, 30 yards from goal. No, he's not, sorry, I thought he gave a free kick there. Well spotted, John. Just goes to show I've been getting away with it for years.
You could have said nothing there.
The beauty of the radio is nobody knows you're wrong. That's
everyone matching it up with the TV. What's going on here?
So Chippenham again look like they're starting with intent in this half. Now Caldwell on this left hand side, he is a little bit more two-footed. Jordan Young gets his toe in it as a throw into Torquay. It's taken quickly to Jordan Young, he nods it on, but Cody Cook not on the same page. Excuse me. Truthfully, not really sure that gave Young much a chance there. But it's a throw in which will be taken by Jordan Thomas. We're coming up to just 3 minutes gone in this second half here at Harden Huish Park. Jordan Thomas just bowls the ball back to Ed Palmer, comes across to Sam Dreher, and he'll recycle out to Fulson just inside his own half, finds Dylan Morgan in the Chippenham half. Morgan goes past one, but he just runs into too much traffic and Fleet takes it off him again. Torquay buzzing about the central midfielders for Chippenham, hoping to get a nice little ball by Louis Dennis out to the left hand side. Morgan now finds Dennis back to Morgan. Can he get space for a shot? Morgan 25 yards from goal, but well held back there. He's now out to the right hand side. Jordan Young comes out the right edge of the box. Jordan Thomas goes in support. He's used. It's not the best ball by Young, but Thomas just about gets on it. Torquay United have a corner, and that's a little bit better, a little bit faster on the front foot there, John. The corner's taken quickly actually. Jordan Young has got it back to Mark Worthington. Young's going to go in. Can he get the space for a shot? He dinks it in. Up go the heads. It's headed away. It only comes to Worthington. He's got Jordan Young again. Young just standing over the ball, trying to tempt somebody into a rash tackle or a rash decision, but eventually it's back with Sonny Blue Low Everton, who finds Jay Fulston. He's got Dylan Morgan a little bit of space. Morgan, can he get his head down and run to the edge of the box? Exactly what he's doing. Good tackle there, though, to be fair, by number 16 Lee Bradbury. Throw into Torquay United, 18 yards from goal down the left hand side, which Fulston will take.
Yeah, a bit better tempo from Torquay, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dylan Morgan coming on, fresh legs, looking like he's being a lot more direct.
Yep.
And asking a few more questions to Chippenham.
Here comes Sonny Blue, Low Everton, give and go. There it's in the box, a chance for Low Everton. Good shot, good save. Rebound comes in. Worthington can't keep it down, but that's better from Torquay United, coming up with 5 gone in the second half. Chippenham 0, Torquay 0, but beginning to look promising on the front foot, John.
Yeah, throw-in came in, level with the edge of the box out on the left. And Louis Dennis, great feet, got the shot off. Really sharp save from Will Henry in the Chippenham goal, because it was moving like a rocket. But he only really palmed it out to the feet of Matt Worthington. He just had to hit it first time with his left foot, just outside the 5 yards, outside the 5 yard box, and just blazed it over. I mean, I don't think you can really be too annoyed with him, because he had no time to really think about it, set himself.
It's one of them. If he gets that rebound in, Johnny's not playing in level 6 of football, basically. It was a difficult chance. Tonight's attendance 865. They didn't give the away attendance. I'm going to take a guess it's not far off a 50-50 split, to be honest, but
I always hate it when they don't do that, especially when it's segregated. They're just embarrassed.
Well, the ball is over on the right hand side for the throw in, which is taken by Haynes up the line. Up goes the head. A Torquay head wins it. Worthington didn't realise somebody nipped in front of him there. Again, Worthington can't get it, but Torquay eventually get it clear. Jordan Young trying to offer space, but immediately closed down. That's better, but Worthington a little bit slow to realise that there, and played back up the left hand side of Chippenham. Jordan Thomas gets it. James Hammond in goal, completes the clearance. Cody Cook will fight for that one, but to be fair to Grant, excellent play from him, a good header there. So if you look at John, the height difference between those two, I'd be trying that tactic more often if Torquay are going to go long. Good ball out the left hand side. Louis Dennis, impeccable first touch, coming up the left edge of the penalty area. Step over, he's in the penalty area, gets a cross in. It's too close to the keeper, it goes out, and I think Torquay United have a corner. That was quite deceiving from this angle here, John, wasn't it? It almost looked like the ball stayed in play.
Yeah, very odd. But I'm not quite sure we got the final touch on it either. But
I think it was a keeper. I think it was.
But yeah, Louis Dennis.
I've not been
feet.
on a whiskey again, just to confirm.
But yeah, Louis Dennis, great feet again down the left. He's looked really sharp since he's come on. He's got a bit more about them.
Yeah, here comes a corner. Low Everton it will be. Dinks it in. It's to a deep one to a back post. Up goes the head. Keeper gets it. Breaks to Worthington. He gets it back in, but his shot's deflected or blocked, and eventually Chippenham get it clear. But Torquay United, in this second half, it's now 7 minutes old, certainly looking like they've got the bit between their teeth a little bit more than they did certainly towards the end of the first half. Another good ball down the line. Worthington makes a supporting run. He is onside. Louis Dennis is inside him, but he chooses to come back to Morgan. Morgan now has to run at the defence. Goes past one, plays it into Jordan Young. Jordan Young shot comes in. Good save there by Henry. It was a little bit close to him, but a better again from Torquay United, and it's beginning to look a little bit more ominous, John.
Yeah, and that was Dylan Morgan cutting in from the left hand side. Again, just took his fullback on, cut inside, rolled the ball across the edge of the penalty area to Jordan Young on the right hand side. Sort of looked like Chippenham could really have cut that out, but they didn't. They weren't quite alive to it, and Jordan Young just hit it first time with his left foot. Unfortunately, the keeper was pretty much right behind it. A reasonably comfortable save, but Torquay have started this half well.
And Jordan Young looks to continue that momentum by playing the ball out to Dylan Morgan. His first touch isn't good. He does win the second touch, but fair play to King in the right back position. I tell you what's annoying as well from a distance is when we're out there exercising over on that side, John, the bibs kind of look yellow from a distance, don't they, when the game's at pace. I remember I did a game a couple of years ago here and Tom Lapsley was running up and down the line and I'm looking at my notes going, when did he come on? And there's Morgan, he is onside actually. He comes in now, low Everton, can he get space? He dinks it into Dennis. Dennis going to try a shot. Dennis hits the inside of the post for Torquay United. It comes back out and Chippenham get a let off. Palmer does really well right in front of us here. United coming forward again. Louis Dennis almost marking his return with his 14th of the season inside of the post. Back out it came though as Dylan Morgan on the left hand side. He's made a difference so far. Comes back in on the right foot. Low Everton behind him. He's got Filson in support. He finds him. Filson dinks the ball in. Up goes the heads, but Haynes is the man that wins it headed away. But this is much better from Torquay, John.
So much better. And Morgan and Dennis have made such a huge difference. Credit to Paul Watting, because that was Morgan again down the left. Ball into Dennis again in the middle, who again just really nice feet. Got himself set. Whipped off a shot across the keeper. Just hit the base of the far post with the keeper beaten. I mean, Torquay are so on top. They're all over Chippenham. They have to score soon, surely, because that Chippenham won't surely be able to withhold this pressure.
Probably deflate them as well a fair bit, I'd imagine. They'll probably feel that they deserve to be at least on level terms. Jordan Young does well, gets it. Jordan Thomas a little bit unfortunate there. It was a difficult ball to control. Again, played away by Chippenham, but it's now in some ways it's a little bit better from them, but it was hitting hope. But now Fleet's got a chance to get them on the front foot. It's a little bit give and go with Bradbury. Back to Fleet, does well to go past Cody Cook. Just inside Torquay's half down their right hand side, but they now come back to the centre half, Haynes. And now again to Grant. His long ball looks for Caldwell. It's a good one as well, actually. Up on this left hand side, Jordan Thomas trying to close him down. The cross comes into the box, cleared away. It's a big chance here. But again, Chippenham to refuse a shot. Now another shot comes in, just wide of the post by Bradbury. Not really sure why Parsons didn't take the shot. He eventually played it to Bradbury. It goes wide. It's a far better game this half. 10.5 gone. Torquay United still at 0-0 here at Chippenham, but chances at both end now, John.
And just as you say, Torquay should have gone in front. They were very, very nearly punished at the other end. Ball down the left from Chippenham, cross into the middle. Parsons brought it down, and then on the edge of the box, the shot back across Hammond, and he was beaten, and it just went wide of the left-hand post, because that looked for all the world like it was going in. And Chippenham aren't out of this game. I mean, you know, we say that Torquay are well on top, but Chippenham are still in this.
No, definitely. It's to be. I think Touré has run from an offside position. He has. I didn't admit, perhaps it's our angle, John. We're not looking at it from the best angle, but I thought Parsons has a chance to take a shot at number 9 for Chippenham there. But for some reason he decided not to. Probably his view of it was far different than ours. Played it out to Bradbury there. He curled one in, as you said.
I think he's just booked Torquay as well, which is silly because he was offside. The ball, no, he's Torquay. The ball came forward. He was miles offside, and Hammond came out to collect the ball, and Torquay just knocked it past him, and that's a really cheap booking for Torquay for kicking the ball away.
It was a look on James Hammond's face there, but to be fair, James could start an argument in an empty room, couldn't he? So it's he's confused me there. Cracking big bloke he is, actually. Here comes Jordan Young trying to get round the outside. Good tackle there, good tracking back, to be fair, by Caldwell over there at left back position. His clearance is missed by Touré. It's going to be picked up just about by Filston and Worthington. Worthington then plays the ball up. We've now got two spectators decide to stand right in front of us, John. Let's talk about them instead, shall we? That's why everybody's tuned in. It's but I won't sell you out here, John, but that was a good punch you got.
Just a polite tap on the arm.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
As here comes Jordan Young now, midway inside the Chippenham half, comes back inside. He does get it away. He's a little bit fortunate there to get a free kick in truth, but to be fair, it also was a free kick. Fleet, the man sent off at Dagenham on Saturday. Torquay have got it going quickly, actually. It's out to Dylan Morgan on the left hand side. He's up against the full back Morgan. It's a low ball across. Fleet gets back to clear it, and that will be easily cleared by Bradbury. He finds Parsons. Back to goal midway inside Torquay's half. Torquay United rob a ball from him, but Dennis plays it too quickly there to Sonny Blue Low Everton. Now Jordan Young's not got a chance as it's a free kick given to Chippenham. I think you were in full agreement with that, John, fair to say?
I mean, it was just Cody Cook challenging very fairly for a ball. 2 Chippenham players down on the ground. I imagine they'll live. And I mean, it's an intriguing game, isn't it? I mean, like we say, just when you think Torquay have come out in the second half and look like they're just going to score at any moment, Chippenham go out the other end and nearly score. It's actually a really good game. It was a little low quality at times in the first half, but I don't think you can still quite call who's going to win this.
I think that's very fair, John. Obviously, most of our listeners, I would assume, would be hoping for a Torquay United victory. Paul Watton blinked first, as it were, 2 changes, but to be fair to Paul Watton, they seem to have made a difference. Both Morgan and Dennis being heavily involved. Louis Dennis, after 54 minutes, hitting the inside of the post from the edge of the 18-yard box. Dylan Morgan causing some havoc down that left-hand side. But as we've seen not too long ago, John, as they got forward, Parsons had a chance to a shot, he refused it, he played it to Bradbury, he took the shot, it just goes wide. And as you correctly say, John, absolutely, I mean, you wouldn't put a huge amount of money on any of the 2 sides to get the winner here at the moment, would you?
No, but I still think, as I said in the first half, what are we now, 60-something minutes gone?
Yep.
You think Torquay's fitness will overall start to tell.
Yeah.
Especially as they didn't play Saturday and Chippenham did. You would hope that Torquay will start to show within the next sort of 10 minutes or so that they'll just pull away from Chippenham. And I think if Torquay score 1, they'll go on and score a couple, maybe 2 or 3, because Chippenham will come out and really have a crack.
Yep.
That's my prediction.
Let's see if the other scores before we get back underway. Dorking lead Dover 1-0. Eastbourne 1, Maidstone 1, Ebbsfleet 1, Enfield 1, Hemel 0, Hampton 2. Excellent from Hampton. Horsham 0, Dagenham 1, and Slough 1, Weston 0.
So Dorking winning. So Torquay needing to win. Ideally, keep the pressure up on Dorking as Sol Wanjal Smith, for bar striker, comes on.
Well, yeah, and he's went on for a full-back as well, so I'm not sure if they'll go 3 at the back here, but let's see how that plays out. They're certainly going for it anyway. As you mentioned in the first half, John, they kind of need the points, don't they? It's but said Western Supermare currently losing as well. They've seemed to have stuttered a little bit as Fleet dispossesses United in their own half, plays the ball in looking for Touré, but it's going to come all the way over here to Colwell on the left hand side. Jordan Thomas tries to slow him down, but the cross will come in towards the back post, but there's nobody that deep for Chippenham. It goes all the way out for a goal kick. Said we're now in the 61st minute here at Tartan Hooge Park. Thank you for joining us here on BBC Radio Devon Sport. I'm Paul Mulhern, joined tonight by John Cadigan, and we're currently watching Chippenham 0, Torquay 0. Maybe not as bad as the scoreline suggests, but Torquay certainly need, in my opinion, to get another foothold in the game, because it looks like there is a goal in them somewhere. As the ball comes through, Haynes does reasonably well, but he only brings it down and Morgan gets it. Comes back, little give and go with Morgan, but then plays the most ridiculous attempted pass there, giving his man no chance. Long ball cleared there, but now Worthington just inside the Chippenham half finds Jordan Young on the right hand side, 35 yards from goal. Jordan Young comes up against his fullback, comes inside, tries to find Jordan Thomas. It's a poor one, it's going to come all the way through to Touré. Sonny Blue Low Everton will pick up a yellow card, I am sure, for that. Get him off comes a shout from a rather over enthusiastic Wiltshireman.
Well, that's a polite way of putting it. It was just missed time from Sonny Blue, stretching, trying to make the slide tackle. I don't think he's had his best game tonight,
no.
Sonny. When we were looking at who was going to come off at half time, I thought he might be the one, because he's had a bit of a mare in the first half, particularly that pass back, and this is not quite happening for him today as he goes into the book for that tackle on Touré.
Well,
now I thought Sol Wanjal Smith was a striker, and then I thought I'd imagined it. Why is he playing right back?
He's a kind of wide. He actually, the game at Plainmore, they brought on Mayhew and him, and it basically changed the game in their favour. But then again, Torquay were 3-0 up, so they weren't exactly sweating over it, shall we say. But he is a decent player at this level. I'm surprised him and Mayhew don't get starts. I spoke to one of the Chippenham media, and they said Mayhew in particular usually does, but they'll put him on the bench tonight for some reason. I don't know, maybe saving them for games that they think they've got a better chance in. I'm not saying that, I'm just wondering if that was their mindset, But at the moment, John, sadly, I was hoping we'd be talking about a fairly comfortable lead for Torquay at this stage. But at the moment, Chippenham probably feel that they deserve to be at least level as the keeper takes that out and goes Jordan Young. He gets up there. Is that going to go in? No, it's not. Well, I tell you what, if Jordan Young asking the linesman, the ball went straight through there to the keeper. Jordan Young slide tackled him fairly, got the ball, and then Jordan Young claiming the keeper's impeded him slightly. I'm not sure how much it was. If it was, penalty and red card was a shout. I don't think the linesman fancied any of that. The referee didn't bother either. I don't know what you thought of that one there, John.
Just a hopeful long pump forward, which no one was getting the end of it. It was bouncing towards Henry, the keeper, who was slightly outside of the box. Then he realised it wasn't going to reach the box because Jordan Young was bearing down. Tried to hook it into the box to pick it up, and then Jordan Young got a foot in there. They both fell over. The ball was creeping towards the line. Henry got up, grabbed it. But he looked like he'd sort of brought Jordan Young down, and it would have been like the Man City Liverpool game at the Haaland's situation. But I mean, look, I think everything's ended up well.
Louis Dennis does really well. He's coming towards the Chippenham box, goes past his man now, finds Morgan on the left edge of the box. Morgan can't get across and back to Dennis, need to find space. Low Everton tries a low shot, but it's just wide of the post. Henry'd seen that coming all the time. Torquay claiming a corner and not getting it. Did you think that was a corner as well, John?
No, he's just put Freddie Grant in the book for Chippenham as well for reasons unknown.
Oh, right, okay.
Not quite sure why. But no, I mean that was a mad incident. I think the National League sounds always good for just a sort of a footballing incident you've never seen before.
Yeah,
it's always quite good for one of those, and that was crazy. And if that had snuck over the line, then
did you do the game? Was it last year here, John? Were you on?
No, I was
with Jordan Thomas managed to.
Yes.
Yeah, remember that one?
I the goal. Yeah.
Making way, number 11, and please show your appreciation to Eddie
Touré coming off, and somebody who's about 8 feet tall by the looks of it coming on.
And putting on, number 31, Anointed Chukwu!
Oh, well, there you go. Anointed Chukwu, who I think they must have just signed because he was at Worthing. He's on.
What's his name?
Anointed Chukwu.
Oh, Chukwu, there he is, sorry, yep. He actually started the last game. Not only started it, he scored in the last game as well, actually, John. And Jordan Thomas has gone off, and we're about to see Dan Hayfield come on.
Substitution for the visitors, making way number 26, Jordan Thomas.
So I'm guessing it's a Matt Worthington right back scenario.
Yeah, he's. Let's have a look when they get set up. Yeah, Worthington's gone to right back, hasn't he?
Yeah, I would imagine so. Louis Dennis. Certainly, Louis Dennis doesn't look like Worthington's first action as a right back to concede a cheap throw in. Louis Dennis certainly has come back with aplomb so far. John, I think he's been probably Torquay's best player this half, but again, as we're edging towards 66 minutes, 67 minutes coming up played here, we've got a quarter of the game to go. Torquay will need to start creating some more chances. Jordan Young does well.
Nice.
Louis Dennis also does well, comes down the right hand side. Dennis has got Cody Cook and Sonny Blue Low Everton support and dinks the ball, but it's going to be headed by a defender again. I think that was Wanju Smith all the way back there for some reason. It's definitely an attacker. Here comes Dan Hayfield, his first touch, tries to get it across in. It's well blocked there by the full back, and Torquay United don't have a corner. It must have deflected back off of Dan Hayfield. Unfortunately for us, John, or certainly for me, there's a big pole in our road, so we couldn't see what happened there, but I'll trust the linesman.
And yeah, I mean, it was this lovely feat from Jordan Young out here on the right. Set Dennis going down the right and floated across to the back post, which was cleared in the end. But I just think it's been a game where neither team's managed to score when they've been on top, have they? Both teams have managed to have their spells where they've been dominant, but neither team has managed to force the ball over the line. The longer it goes on, the more Chippenham will just fancy holding on for a
Grant
point.
needs to try and do well there. Cody Cook, can he bring it down? He can. He finds Jordan Young right edge of the penalty area. Young tries to get it across. This time Torquay United will have a corner kick as we head in towards the last 20 minutes here. Jordan Young is telling Worthington do not come for a short one, they want to put this one in. I'm reliably informed that people from Wiltshire are called moonrakers, John. I have no idea why, but there you go.
Well, there we go.
I won't be calling too
to,
many of them that, just in case it's an insult. Here comes a left-footed corner from Young. It's a deep one to the back post to keep it away from the keeper. Up goes the header defender. Haynes headed back in. That might go all the way in. Headed off the line. It's going to break to Jordan Young. Edge of the box. He's going to find Dennis. Dennis does well to step over it there. Comes back in. He's got Jordan Young on the right hand side, Young back on the left foot, dinks it in, looking for a heads in again. This time it was Sam Dreer's head, but it goes a yard wide of the post. Chippenham 0, Torquay United 0. We have played 69 minutes almost here at Harden Hughes Park, and Torquay again beginning to ask some questions, John.
And from the corner, floated header to the back post. Freddie Grant on the line, clearing it off, and then Louis Dennis, lovely footwork on the edge of the box, sort of dummied the shot, bought himself an extra second, got it wide. Jordan Young fizzed the cross in, and the header just sort of whizzed past the keeper's far post as Chippenham make another sub. And
16
good
for
lord,
4.
it's Olaf Kajela. Olaf Kajela is coming on for Chippenham. There we go, former Torquay player. I hate to say it's made for Olaf Kajela to come on and score the winner. Oh no, it's not. I thought it was 14. It's 4.
Well, I'm going to be honest, John. I actually think this boy's their best player from what I've seen from this Mayhew. I'm really surprised he never started. But here comes Dan Hayfield. Jordan Young off for support. He gets the ball early enough on the edge of the box. Jordan Young, can he find space for a shot? Yes, he can. Straight at Henry though, and well saved. But again, Torquay United asking questions.
Yeah.
It's a throw-in that Worthington will eventually take. Throws it back to Hayfield, back to Worthington, who is onside now, back to Sonny Blue, Low Everton. Chippenham 10 men behind the ball, but again they've just played it back. Torquay dink forward looking for Cody Cook. Grant gets up brilliantly. I tell you what, for a guy who's about 3 inches smaller than Cook, he's done really, really well in the air. I did say in the first half I would actually put Cook up against him, but Grant's had his numbers so far. The ball back with James Hammond, long clearance towards the left hand side. Dylan Morgan looked interested but nowhere near him in truth. Sam Dreer's got it. Now Jay Fulston just in front of the home dugout, the Chippenham dugout. Sonny Blue, Low Everton dinks it back to James Hammond as we head towards 19 minutes left here on BBC Radio Devon Sport. Chippenham 0, Torquay United 0. Probably a level game, a fair reflection as here comes Sam Dreer. He now finds Worthington just in front of us here. Jordan Young makes a run. Worthington instead uses Louis Dennis. Worthington gets it back now, back to Ed Palmer. Parsons doing a lot of running, encouraging his team to get up. Chippenham naturally defending that little bit deeper. The ball comes up again, Cody Cook. I think he's hardly won a header all night, which is unusual for Cody Cook. We're about to see another change, I'm not sure for who, as Chippenham come forward. Low ball in. It's going to break Parsons' way. Palmer just does well enough, gets it there, and now Worthington. We're about to see another Chippenham substitute. Worthington over the halfway line. Jordan Young hugging the touchline. He's found them 25 yards from goal. Jordan Young, we know he's going to try and come in on the left probably, or is he going to go outside on this occasion? He comes back to Low Everton, edge of the box. Low Everton dinks it in, looking for the heads, going to the back post. Dylan Morgan gets it, he keeps it in, but he can't fashion space for a shot. Back to Fulston, he dinks it in, but it's a poor one in truth from Fulston. He will get the scrap, so back to Dreer. Now back to Dylan Morgan. Morgan got a chance to run. Because he tries a good shot, comes in and just tipped over the bar by Henry. Another good effort there from Morgan. Torquay United really beginning to ask questions now, over the bar for a corner. 18 minutes left here at Harden Hughes. It's still 0-0. It's another corner. It will be taken from the right hand side by the left foot of Jordan Young. Torquay United have got Cody Cook, Dreer up there. Up goes Palmer. Louis Dennis makes a late run into the box. It's a low one to the near post. It's really, really poor from Jordan Young, and it's cleared away.
What an effort that was from Dylan Morgan as well, just cutting off the left flank. Must have been about 30 yards out.
9 for 14. Sorry John, it's another one for them. 9 for 14.
I'm going to try again. Here comes Olaf Krizella. This time he is actually coming on. Dylan Morgan just cutting in off the left there, let fly with his right foot, and the keeper was at the front post and it almost went over him into the far corner. It was a fantastic effort, but Will Henry just got there and tipped it over. And now, yes, Olof Kazella, the former Torquay striker, is actually on the pitch. And I'm going to say it again. It's made for a no-off winner.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not. As Torquay have a throw-in from somebody I can't see because of that pole. Worthington it was, gives it to Dennis. Torquay will have another throw-in. Jordan Young tries to take it quickly, looking for Dennis. Dennis is going to get there, dinks it across. It's Henry keeper. What's he doing? Oh, playing basketball there almost. But he managed to get it into his hand. Henry's beginning to have a pretty good night in that Chippenham goal, is Henry?
Yeah, Louis Dennis again from that throw-in. Just got to the byline, cut into the penalty area, and just a shot at the near post. Henry was at the near post. It was always going to be hard to beat him. Then just ended up sort of juggling the ball a little bit, and Cody Cook was there pressuring him. Eventually managed to get two hands on it. Chippenham just now taking their time over this goal kick. I imagine they will just get to a point.
Yep.
What are they? 75?
Yes. Well, no, 16 to go yet. So
yeah, they'll just start time wasting in a minute.
Jordan Young goes through, he gets in front of his man there. Jordan Young dinks it across towards the back post. Dylan Morgan takes a shot. He had time to bring it down. He tried to cushion a left foot volley. Surely he has to bring that down there. John, our angle may have been deceiving, but to me he looked pretty much unmarked at the back post. Tries a first time shot, puts it aimlessly wide.
It was a really poor goal kick from Will Henry, cut out by Cody Cook, who just set Jordan Young going on the right. He had so much pace. He burned past his fullback, got to the byline and just dinked a little cross to the back post. And with the angle of where the players are, we couldn't see Dylan Morgan at the far post, so it just seemed like a very tame effort in the end. He hit it first time in his left, but it was more like a controlled off his instep, and it just dribbled wide. I feel like he could have done a lot better.
Oh, absolutely. No. Dreher was almost left 2-on-1 there, to be honest, John. A simple ball over the top, but luckily he got there. Just a reminder that the reaction from this match, we will speak to Paul Watton after the game's heard from Louis Dennis, but it's went out, has it? Just a reminder, if we don't get it on the show before James finishes at 10, you'll be able to hear the reaction from Paul Watton from here on the Breakfast Show on BBC Radio Devon tomorrow. Not sure he'll be in the best of moods unless Torquay can get a goal, but at the moment Chippenham certainly belying their bottom of the league position as that ball goes through. Palmer's now going to be 1-on-1. It's Kazela who's... What's going on there? I'm guessing it's offside, John, but I can't see because there's too many people.
The ref's blocking the linesman. Yeah. I think it was off. No.
No, it's not. What's he doing?
Put it back for a free kick? No.
I'll have to say I've no idea what that's for. It's uncontested drop ball, which will be dropped to the feet of Fleet inside Torquay United's half. Cody Cook trying to make 3 yards 3 inches, but the referee having none of it.
Maybe the ball hit the ref or something.
I wonder. I couldn't see it there, and Fleet just punts it up there. Palmer gets in. Jordan Young does well enough, but then forces Willing a little bit onto the back foot, forces him to clear it up the right hand side. Grant gets there easily enough. Now Caldwell, he just strokes it back to Fleet. Chippenham again, still working hard. Louis Dennis trying to close him down. Haynes takes no chances, just leathers it up the park. But it's going to be a Chippenham head that wins it again. They've certainly won the aerial battles tonight, have Chippenham, and now here comes Owen Evans on the left hand side. Mayhew goes in support of him, who he finds. Mayhew will come back in on the right foot, 25 yards from goal, doesn't take the shot back outside to Caldwell. Worthington tries to block the cross, but he doesn't. It comes in, it's going to break up. Dreher just gets it away. I would say the Chippenham fans getting excited, John, but I'm probably not that enough of them here to do so, is there?
No, it's not the Americanar. But it's just one of those games where you feel like they could just snatch a winner. The only hope is that they're not afraid of. They're still chucking people forward, so you just hope that Torquay can catch them on the break still, because they're just going for it.
We're about to see another substitution for Torquay. I can't see who it is from all this distance
Matt
away
J.
though.
Only on the basis he's tiny.
Yep. And again offside there by Torquay, the substitute. That's about being his whole contribution. So who do you think it's going to be? Jay for Cook perhaps, and put Louis Dennis up front?
Could be. Well, it's been such a physical game. I don't know if you want to lose
27's definitely correct.
I think you could be right. Could be Cook. I think it's a single digit.
I would imagine it will be, Cody. Not had any success, fair play to Chippenham, but as I said a couple of minutes ago there, the aerial battles tonight have been heavily in the home side's favour. as Torquay do not win a free kick, instead concede a throw-in. Here's a chance for Chippenham in the box if they can find somebody, but good defending there by Dreer just to keep Kazella away from it there. They're in the right hand corner, down the right hand side now, back turn inside Chippenham. Torquay get it in not once but twice, and now Louis Dennis has got a chance to get United on the front foot. That's good play there by Dylan Morgan coming forward. He's got support left and right, he chooses left at first. Now the ball over to Jordan Young, big chance for Jordan Young. Can he find the gap? It's headed off the line. Brilliant defending, in fairness there to Grant. It's still come in danger though. Dan Hayfield, Louis Dennis has got it again. Jordan Young, Dennis is going to try a shot. I have to say, John, that is outstanding defending by Grant there in the back line. To be fair, he knew what Jordan Young was going to do. Jordan Young did everything right. He chipped it past the keeper and Grant just appeared from nowhere to head it off the line. Quality defending.
As we said a minute ago, Chippenham chucking everybody forward, trying to score. Torquay won the ball, turned it over the edge of their own area, flying down the left, Dylan Morgan, and he had numbers, as we said, over on this side, on our right hand side. He spotted Jordan Young. We had about I think it was a 3-on-2 overlap. Jordan Young over on this right hand side, cut inside, and we were right behind it. I was up, I thought it was in, left footed over the keeper, and yeah, Freddie Grant, the centre back, appeared out of nowhere heading it off the line because it was in. Keeper was beaten over the keeper. I don't know where Grant came from because I didn't see him coming. I thought it was in. I was celebrating. I made an idiot out of myself.
Again, so you shouldn't have said it, John. But now Worthington coming forward. Louis Dennis is now in a number 9 position. Incidentally, Worthington dinks the ball in. Grant, well, he's making a late play for man of the match. Jordan Young wins the ball, comes inside. Jordan Young, but he's almost tackled by his own player there, and Matt Jay's looking at him and saying, what are you doing? Matt Jay couldn't get out his road, to be fair, but again, Torquay United certainly have the upper hand the last couple of minutes, but Chippenham in no way, shape or form even close to being out of this. Chukwu wins a header. Good reading there by Dan Hayfield. He brings it, plays it forward. Jordan Young comes back from an offside position. Freddie Grant will be closed down by Dennis, but Grant, really impressive player he is, to be honest. There's a head ball and looking for Kazella. Excellent from Sam Dreer, and he composed enough to find Dan Hayfield. Now Sonny Blue, Low Everton. Can Torquay United in this final 10 minutes find the breakthrough? Low Everton squares it across to Filson, but Torquay have taken the impetus out of this. Now can Dylan Morgan reignite that? Comes inside, he's going to use Filson, but again the pass to Filson basically stops him in his tracks. Now back to Low Everton, and Torquay will try a different avenue. Dreer will find Matt Worthington. Worthington now turns to face the Chippenham goal. Jordan Young makes that run. Louis Dennis also making a run, but he's back to play. Worthington couldn't use him. Back to Worthington. Young comes again, goes to hug the touchline. Young spent half his half thrown his hands out, exasperated, but almost given away there. Now Sonny Blue, Low Everton will come forward for Torquay. Matt Jay's first real involvement. Is he going to try a shot? He does try a shot. It's straight into the arms of Henry though, right down the middle of him. We have got just over 8 minutes, well 8.5 minutes to go here, John. 0-0. It's not looking overly promising at the moment in terms of the 3 points for Torquay, but
it could still go either way, couldn't it? Because that was, as you say, Sonny Blue inside to Matt Jay, about 30 yards out, had a shot straight at the keeper, but just before that Chukwu beat Worthington to the ball, flicked it on. Chippenham were nearly in. I still think either team could win this.
Yep. I'll try and get some scores as Ebbsfleet have taken the lead against Enfield. I'll try and come back to the scores if we get a calm moment and plays. Grant, an excellent performance from him, finds Caldwell on the left hand side. Jordan Young trying to slow that down. It comes back to Grant, he's going to loop across in. It's going to go towards the back post. Torquay have switched off, and Chippenham have scored, and I think it is Olaf Kazella. Torquay thought the ball was going to go out, it didn't. They let it go to the back post. Kazella goes in at the right hand side, fires across Hammond. We have played 83 minutes here at Harden Hughes Park. Chippenham 1, Torquay United 0.
Well, we said I think there was a goal coming one way or another, and I don't necessarily think Chippenham deserved to win this game, but that was Freddie Grant. You said he's been playing really, really well. and that was not he's obviously not a centre-back, because that was not a centre-back's cross. It's just from about 35-40 yards out on the left-hand touchline, just whipped the perfect left-footed cross in, the old corridor of uncertainty, as Jeffrey Boycott would call it. And at the back post there, the Torquay defender's a bit flat-footed, caught out. I assume it was Jay Falston who'd lost track of his man. I think it was Tom Mayhew in the end. He did look just like Olaf Cosello. I thought it was Olaf as well, who just at the back post just hit it back across Hammond and in. And I mean, this is it, you know, Torquay have just had so much pressure, so many chances, not being able to force any of them in. I will say, not for the want of trying, some heroic defending by Chippenham. And, you know, they've gone and taken the chance at the other end, and that's always liable to happen when you don't take yours.
Yeah, here comes Jordan Young down the right-hand side. 2 up against him. Young, he's got Worthington back there. Worthington gets the early cross in. Can Torquay find space? It looked like somebody was being pulled there. Louis Dennis claiming about Torquay have a corner. Just to confirm, John, you are correct, it was Mayhew who scored the goal, not, as I suspected, Olaf Cosello. But regardless, Chippenham 1, Torquay United 0 is a scoreline that not many of us thought we'd be seeing tonight. But fair play to Chippenham, they've belied their lowly league position, shown that they've still got some fire in their bellies. But Torquay from the left-hand side, and Sonny Blue Low Everton will take a right-footed cross. Jordan Young, Dreher.
Substitution for Chippenham Town. Making way, please show your appreciation to number 8, Joe Devon.
Not sure who's coming on here.
Number 34, Wood. No idea.
I think you said Callum Woods.
You did, yeah. But I mean, look, Chippenham are just going to try and kill the game, aren't they? And I was just thinking at that point, well, actually, do you know what? 0-0's not a bad, it's not an unfair reflection on the game. I think it was about right.
Here comes a corner, another high lofted one to the back post. A Torquay head wins it. Can it break a Torquay way? It break off the line again. Jordan Young's got a chance. Blocked again, but Torquay should keep possession here. Nodded back into the box. Here comes Ed Palmer. He can't control it though. Cleared all the way up to Mark Worthington on the halfway line. Another one almost off the line, it seemed there. Jordan Young on the right hand side picks up possession, closed down by Owen Evans. Young tries it, but good blocking there, but he is going to get a second chance. Young, he almost thought he was going to try a shot there now to Dylan Morgan, left edge of the box. He's coming one way, goes out on the left, dinks it in, up goes it, headed away there. And again, Chippenham somehow managed to just about get it away. Low Everton, that's poor from Low Everton. Now Mayhew's breaking away, Chuck moves in support. It's 3-on-2 for Chippenham. He's going straight through the middle. Worthington needs to make the decision. It comes to Chuck Moose. He's going to try a shot. He does. It's a poor one, and Ed Palmer will get it away. And now Dylan Morgan's got a chance to break for Torquay up over the halfway line. Matt J, Jordan Young, Louis Dennis in support. He needs to go by his man Morgan. He does go by his man. Can he get his cross in? He comes back in on the right foot. He needs to put the ball in. It's really poor from Morgan though, but it's only going to come to Low Everton. Everybody back for Chippenham now. Morgan will try again. This time the left foot dinks it in. Headed away there by Haynes. A heroic performance from him at the back as well. Torquay still have it. Dylan Morgan in the box. Hayfield on the edge of the box. Morgan tries a shot. Deflected up and over. Corner kick to Torquay United. Just under 4 minutes to go here at Harden Huish Park. But Torquay's certainly not giving up the ghost, John.
I'm absolutely exhausted. That was, Chippenham attacking one end. Mayhew through the middle. Spread it left to Chukwu. His effort was appalling, trying to hit it with his right foot and curl it. And then Torquay breaking down the other end. Dylan Morgan had 2 chances, 2 dreadful crosses. And actually before Chippenham broke, there was another one off the line. I think that was the 4th one off the line of the night for Torquay. It kind of feels like one of those nights where they're never ever going to score. They could be here till tomorrow and not score. But they really deserve a point. I'm afraid they're going to go ballistic if we equalise, because it's the least they deserve.
Sonny Blue Low Everton's corner, and it comes. It's when the keeper gets it away. Jordan Young doesn't hit it first time. He's going to drive into the box. He's on the right side. Jordan Young, he dinks it across towards the back post. It's too much. It'll come to Low Everton though on the left edge of the box. Hayfield in a little bit of space, but he can't see him. Low Everton dinks one way, then the other tries a low shot. It comes to Dylan Morgan. Is Morgan going to try a shot? He's not. He's come to Jordan Young. He can't try his shot. Everybody back for Chippenham now. Dylan Morgan again finds Sonny Blue. Low Everton in the left channel here, looking to get the ball, and he does. Headed away there this time. Jordan Young will pick that up as well though, but he needs to be careful here. Jordan Young, he is good play by Young. Dinks it in, looking for the runner. Filson's in the box. Can he cross his space for a shot? Comes inside. Another brilliant tackle by a Chippenham defender. and cleared away. Torquay United 2.5 minutes away from suffering their 8th defeat of the season, their first in 7 games. But here comes Morgan at the moment. Torquay United looking like they're going to create chances at least. Good tackle there by Chippenham, and Chippenham, as John Cadigan suggested, they're just happy to see this one out. It's now with Worthington 10 yards inside his own half. Jordan Young saying, come forward yourself. Worthington does exactly that, finds Jordan Young 25 yards from goal up the left hand side, finds Sonny Blue. Low Everton back to Mark Worthington, and now over to Low Everton again, but a good tackle there, and it will be, I think, a throw into Torquay United. And some people just decide to stand, as we've got our club commentary beside us as well, John, and people just standing right in front of them. Come on, guys. Matt Jay's got it now. Worthington United need to get it into the box. Back to Matt Jay, but it's forced him onto the back foot. Again, everybody back for Chippenham. Jay thinks it, looking over there to half post, it's coming in, but that's going to break nicely for the goalkeeper. We are 1 minute and 20 seconds away from the end of the 90 here. Torquay United, as it stands, will fall to their first defeat in 8 games. Something that I don't think too many of us were expecting to see. Diagonal, hold on.
Come on.
Nearly gave Saturday scores there. As here comes Mark Worthington. Jordan Young, he needs to field Young before he goes offside. It's poor Worthington. He just doesn't give Jordan Young a chance. Cleared up there, and now here's a chance for Olaf Kazela to get Chippenham at least into the corner, but he comes back away. Ed Palmer does really well, forces him back away, but nice there by Chippenham. Now inside to Mayhew, the goal scorer. A good composed finish, finds Fleet over to the right hand side, and it will be Torquay almost won it back there, and then Fulston almost gave it away. Dorking 2, Dover 0, Eastbourne 2, Maidstone 1, Ebbsfleet 2, Enfield 1, Hemel 0, Hampton 3, Horsham 0, Dagenham 1, Slough 1, Weston 0. We are in the final minute here. 15 seconds of that to go as Ed Palmer comes forward now to Worthington, now to Low Everton. Everybody behind the ball for Chippenham. Low Everton looking for that little bit of quality. Instead he finds Worthington on the right hand side, but Worthington doesn't even attempt to take his man on and try and get across in. There's going to be 5 additional minutes here. Jordan Young tries to get it in, but Sonny Blue, Low Everton it was, I think, just fell over, and it's cleared for Chippenham. We are 15 seconds into the additional time. John, you probably weren't expecting that as Tiger King walks by. Is there? It's Ed Palmer coming forward. Worthington finds Palmer again, support. Can he get a decent ball in? Palmer, it's a low one, surely for Torquay. It goes past not 1 but 2 Torquay players in that corridor of uncertainty as you described earlier, John. Young at the near post, I don't know who it was at the far post, perhaps Morgan. Both of them couldn't get onto it. The keepers now went down. You know why that is. But Chippenham hold on.
Yeah, it was again a really nice cross from Ed Palmer, very similar to the one that Chippenham scored for, just in that corridor of uncertainty, straight across the face of the box. No Torquay players get on the end of it. I think Louis Dennis was possibly one of them at the far post. And I mean, it does feel like time's slightly running out. I'm a bit surprised 5 minutes got added on, because it doesn't feel to me like there've been that many stoppages, but hopefully the referee adds all this on while the keeper's pretending to be injured. And Torquay deserve something out of this game. I think it's really harsh that they've gone behind. I don't begrudge Chippenham, because actually I think Chippenham have played really well, but I think a point was about right, and I was sort of prepared to settle for 0-0 just before they scored. So if Torquay can just grab something out of this game, I think it would be huge for their own title hopes and league position, but also just more than they deserve out tonight.
Sonny Blue, Low Everton, thought it hit his hand there and he stopped, and then again absolutely no intent there. Got a point to make in a minute, John, which surprised me a little bit, just looking at some social media and some of the fans asking why didn't James Hammond go for that shot. Now from our angle it looked like he'd absolutely no chance, but they're obviously behind there, we're not. It's not sure.
For the goal?
For the goal, yeah.
I mean, it was just at the back post, and the shot came back across him. I agree from here, it didn't look like he had a chance really. You see those go in all the time. It looks a good finish, but
I thought so as well. But again, from that angle, we're 2.5 minutes into the additional 5. I've got a feeling that 5 will become 6 with the goalkeeper going down. As Dreyer clears away a throw-in, Dan Hayfield wins a header. Louis Dennis also wins it, but he's nodding it on to nobody. And Chippenham unceremoniously just boot it up the park, forcing Torquay into the right back position. Quick throw taken, Sonny Blue Low Everton gives it back to Worthington, back to Ed Palmer. Torquay United need to make something happen and need to make it happen now. Here comes Sam Dreyer coming forward. He's got Dan Hayfield in just inside his own half. Worthington on the right back position, Jordan Young on the right wing position. It's Worthington he uses. But again, Chippenham's organisation making passing movements a bit more difficult now. Dreyer, midway inside the Chippenham half, finds Dylan Morgan. Dylan Morgan, is he going to take his full back on? He comes back inside. He does dink the ball in, up goes ahead of Hayfield. It's headed away and over 2 Torquay players, and Chuck Wu will try and get it away. And eventually, that's a good ball looking for Cazella. Chippenham, if they can hold possession here. And well, Sonny Blue Low Everton letting Cazella run. Ed Palmer and Jordan Young going out of him, but Cazella did everything his manager would ask of him there. Throw into Torquay United, but it's in almost their own corner flag, thrown to Jordan Young. Jordan Young strokes it back to James Hammond. 1 minute and 10 seconds left. If it is only 5 minutes, I've got a feeling it's going to be 6, as Torquay hope to get one last chance. It comes to Jordan Young on the halfway line down this right hand side. Worthington's in front of him, picks up Worthington, but again comes back inside. Everything's pedestrian when he gets a ball, it seems. Now out to Jordan Young down the right hand side. He's got some 2 up against him. He comes back in. Low Everton, edge of the box, dinks it through. But I don't know what Jordan Young was doing there, what Sonny Blue Low Everton was doing there. He thought Jordan Young would make a thing. Well, Freddie Grant's just went down as if he's been sniped, trying to claim that Matt J hit him on the way by. Hopefully a referee's wise to this. We have got 20 seconds left of the 5 minutes. As I said, John, from Torquay's perspective, hopefully it'll be 6 minutes. Well, hopefully it'll be 60 minutes, but it ain't gonna be. But
it can be as long as you want when Sonny Blue Low Everton plays a pass like that.
Yeah, absolutely, exactly, yeah, correct. And here's Owen Evans. His ball forward will find James Hammond on the edge of his box. We have now reached the 5 minutes. James Hammond needs to go long, but he doesn't. Instead, he finds Worthington. Worthington comes inside. Low Everton, one last attempt from him to get forward. Finds Jordan Young on the right hand side. Jordan Young tries to be too intricate. He will just about keep possession. It is a Torquay United throw in. No signs of the referee blowing the whistle yet. Palmer takes a throw in quickly to Jordan Young. He tries to dink it forward. He hits Chuck Wu in the face. Fair play to Chuck Wu. If they went down there, the referee would have definitely stopped the game there, but he didn't. He stayed up. Knows that there's only seconds left. Worthington now on this right hand side looking for the run. It's Louis Dennis who supplies it, the one player of real quality in this half, in my opinion, for Torquay, but he needs to get it into the box. Worthington does get it into the box. There's up goes the heads. It's headed by Fulston straight into the arms of Henry. Fulston having his jumper pulled, his shot pulled off the back air John, but the referee was never given it, and that looks like all she wrote.
Yeah, I think that's going to be just a very pedestrian move. Worthington getting the ball out wide.
And the referee has put the whistle to his lips, and the home side, bottom of the league, Chippenham, have given us the shock of the day as they have beaten league leaders Torquay United by 1-0. Substitute Mayhew with the winner. After 83 minutes, it was a fairly even game. Both sides will probably feel they deserve something. But as it stands, it is bottom of the table Chippenham who send shockwaves around the National League South, and they record a 1-0 victory. John Cadigan, I know you didn't enjoy that, so to speak, but how disappointed will Paul Wharton be with that?
I mean, listen to them. I can barely. It's like they've won the World Cup. But this is what it means to Chippenham. 9 points adrift going into this. They had absolutely nothing to lose. And do you know what? I weirdly enjoyed the game. It was actually, I thought in the end, a really good game of football, completely end to end. Really, really entertaining, especially the second half. And I think Torquay have done absolutely everything but score. I think it's one of those where the result looks really, really poor on paper. Actually, I think if you see the game, I think it's really harsh on Torquay United. Chippenham, fair play to them. They defended like Trojans. They took the chance when it came there at the end. Torquay have paid the price for not being clinical. I think it looks really bad, but actually the performance really wasn't that poor.
Sorry, John, when you think about it as well, you mentioned that Louis Dennis hit the inside of the post. We had, 3 or 4 cleared off the line. I'm not saying they were all Lascars clearances, but a couple of them were, to be fair. So I think Paul Watton, that perhaps if he looks at it from a similar perspective as you, will say, well, yeah, we've lost the game. Credit to your opponents, have played well. You always got to give a little bit of respect to them. They played above their league position tonight, but even though it's a defeat, I don't think it's one that should let the heads drop too deeply.
No, I think they have to try and take the pot. I can barely hear myself thinking. Yeah. Chippenham were enjoying it, and fair play, rightly so. I mean, look, Torquay, like you say, I don't think they should be too down. The fans are giving them a good ovation going off. They've done absolutely everything they could have done tonight, I think, and they've just come out on the wrong end of it, on the wrong end of a really, really entertaining game. Chippenham, nothing to lose, chucked everything at them. They defended amazingly. Torquay just needed to take one of those chances. I think if one of them had gone in, they would have gone on and won 2 or 3-0. But the longer it went on at 0-0, the more you just thought Chippenham might just nick it. And so it's turned out. It's probably not going to look great on the league table with Dorking winning, but c'est la vie.
Yeah, it's what I also thought, John, if there is any positives to fish out from this one, the return of Louis Dennis in the second half. I thought he looked, especially first 20 minutes, come on, he looked really back on it, didn't he? He looked like he was, in my opinion, he's the quality player in this division. He's such an intelligent player, but unfortunately when he hit the post and whatever, Torquay just couldn't create. But well, unfortunately for our listeners tonight across all frequencies, Torquay have lost. I'd just like to say many thanks to John Cadigan for your company tonight. John, very much enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Loved it. Thanks, Paul.
And we will head back to James Vickery in the studio with a surprising result here from Harding Hughes Park. Chippenham Town 1, Torquay United 0. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, chaps. Paul Mulhern and John Cadigan there. Yeah, that's a shocker of a result for Torquay United, who have lost 1-0 away against Chippenham Town tonight. Hoping to bring you some reaction before 10 o'clock. Don't think Paul Watton's going to be very happy about that. So we might have to wait until your breakfast show tomorrow morning with John Akers for reaction, but we'll do our best for you in the next 15 minutes.
John Akers at breakfast.
BBC Radio Devon.
We're here to start your day with a laugh. That means I've woken you up.
No, I've got a 7-year-old, so I've been up since 5. We're a bit excited in this house.
It's everything you need to start your day. So my dad's at LSE with Mick Jagger, and Mick Jagger says to my dad, "I'm not coming back next year. I'm just going to give it a go with the band." My dad's like that. Mick, don't throw your life away. What if it comes to nothing? And the list maker's back after 9. What are we doing?
We're doing list makers.
Yes, sorry, I was miles away then. John Akers at breakfast.
Weekdays from 6.
BBC Radio Devon. James Vickery.
BBC
Radio Devon.
Yes, coming up to 10:15. This is Tuesday Night Sport with James Vickery, BBC Radio Devon. I'll go through all of those National League South scores for you, how the table's looking tonight. Not as good as it could have been from a Torquay point of view. I think that's the understatement of 2026 so far, because Torquay have lost 1-0 at Chippenham tonight.
Grant, he's going to loop across in. It's going to go towards the back post. Torquay have switched off! And Chippenham have scored, and I think it is Olaf Kazela. Torquay thought the ball was going to go out, it didn't. They let it go to the back post. Kazela goes in at the right hand side, fires across Hammond. We have played 83 minutes here at Harding Hughes Park. Chippenham 1, Torquay United 0.
OK, more from National League South in a moment. And before 10, the latest on the situation at Exeter City with manager Gary Caldwell.
You were the sweetest thing, yeah, that I ever knew. But I don't care for sugar, honey, if I can't have you. Since you abandoned me, my whole life has crashed. Won't you pick the pieces up, 'cause it feels just like I'm walking on broken glass. succeed. And if you want to hurt me, there's nothing left to fear. 'Cause if you want to hurt me, you're doing really well, my dear. Now every one of us was made to suffer. Every one of us was made to weep. We've been hurting one another. Now the pain has got too deep. So take me from the wreckage, save me from the blast. Lift me up, take me back. Don't let me keep on walking. Keep on walking. I can't keep on walking on. Keep on walking on broken
Absolute belter of a tune. Annie Lennox, Walking on Broken Glass. This is James Vickery with you, Tuesday Night Sport, BBC Radio Devon. National League South scorelines for you then tonight. Shock scoreline in Wiltshire, Chippenham Town 1, Torquay United 0, Dorking 2, Dover 0, Eastbourne 3, Maidstone United 1, Ebbsfleet United 2, Enfield 2, Hemel Hempstead Town 0, Hampton and Richmond 3. They're still playing on the south coast. Horsham 1, Dagenham and Redbridge 1, Slough Town 1, Western Supermare 0 was the latest we heard, and Tonbridge Angels 0, Maidenhead United 1. It means Torquay United, they still remain top of the table. That goal difference could be crucial come the end of the season, but they are now joined on 56 points by Dorking Wanderers, but Torquay remain top, goal difference of plus 24. Dorking also with 56 points with a goal difference of plus 18. Then Hornchurch in third with 53, Worthing in fourth with 52 points, Ebbsfleet in fifth with 50 points, and then Western Supermare and Hemel Hempstead Town both with 49 points each. Chippenham, despite that victory then this evening, they remain bottom of the table. What a win for them over Torquay United. Right, taking a look at the scorelines from elsewhere across the country tonight then. In the Premier League, Chelsea 2, Leeds United 2. They're into the 26th minute of injury time in that game there at Stamford Bridge. Everton 1, AFC Bournemouth 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1, Newcastle United 2. They're into the 25th minute of injury time in that game there. Not quite sure what's going on in the Premier League tonight, unless I'm missing something really obvious. West Ham United 1, Manchester United 0. That's the latest, 79 minutes played there at the London City Stadium. In the Championship, some game in East Midlands. Leicester City 3, Southampton 4, full-time. Oxford 0, Norwich 3. They're into the 16th minute of injury time there at the Kassam Stadium. That's probably a little bit more believable. And Birmingham City 0, West Bromwich Albion 0 into injury time there. League One scorelines for you. 17th minute of injury time at Field Mill. Mansfield Town 0, Peterborough United 1, Wigan Athletic 1, Reading 2. In League 2, Crawley 0, Cambridge 3, that's the result, and Shrewsbury 2, Barrow 1. National League, Altrincham 1, Wealdstone 0, Boston 1, Gateshead 0, Carlisle 3, Scunthorpe United 2, Morecambe 2, Tamworth 2, Solihull Moors 2, Eastleigh 3, and Truro City have lost at home against Woking this evening by 2-0. Hoping to hear from Torquay United boss Paul Watton still between now and 10. After his side's 1-0 defeat at Chippenham tonight. If we can't do that, we'll bring it to you on John Akers at breakfast from 6 o'clock tomorrow morning here on BBC Radio Devon. But next, we're going to talk about Exeter City, the future of manager Gary Caldwell. He is now the bookies' favourite to become the new boss at Wigan.
This is a shout out to my ex. Heard he in love with some other chick. Yeah, that hurt me, I'll admit. Forget that, but I'm over it. I hope she getting better. Hope she ain't faking it like I did, babe. Took so long, you said call it quits. Forget that, but I'm over it. Guess I should say thank you for the hate juice and the tattoos. Oh, baby,
deleted all your pics, then blocked your number from my phone. Yeah, you took all you could get, but you ain't getting this line no more. Cause now I'm living so legit, even though you broke my heart in two, baby. But I snap right back, I'm so brand new, baby. Boy, read my lips, I'm over you. Yes, I should say thank you for the haters and the tattoos, oh baby, I'm cool. By the way, it's sure I love you anyway. Go ahead, baby, I'ma live my life, yeah. Shout out to my ex, you're really quite the man. You made my heart break and that made me who I am. Here's to my ex, hey, look at me now. Well, I'm all the way up, I swear you'll never bring me down. Shout out to my ex, you're really quite the man. You made my heart break and that made me who I am. Here's to my ex, hey, look at me now. Well, I'm all the way up, I swear you'll never bring me down. Shout out to my ex.
Little Mix and Shout Out to My Ex. BBC Radio Devon. It's coming up to 5 to 10. Let's tell you a little bit more then about what we know about the situation at Exeter City. And Grecian's manager Gary Caldwell is now the bookmakers' favourite to become the new boss at Wigan Athletic. And Wigan losing tonight, last we heard, at home against Reading in that match in League One. So let's find out a little bit more about it with BBC Radio Devon's Jed Penberthy.
Evening, James. There's a lot of smoke, not a lot of fire at the moment at Exeter City. Quite rightly, City fans could be worried that Caldwell may be on the move. Earlier today, those odds on Caldwell joining Wigan were as low as 1 to 5. So now we need to take that with a pinch of salt. Odds can fluctuate for various reasons, whether that is insider knowledge or whether that is just people putting a lot of bets on. That's what fluctuates the odds market. But City have made an effort to show Gary taking training today. The club are currently training at St James Park at the moment due to the poor weather at the Cliff Hill. Now, we've seen in the news the damage to the Cat and Fiddle pub that's just across the road, so we know how bad the weather is out in East Devon at the moment. But Gary was front and centre at St James Park today on all of the social media that City have put up. We also understand that he was present at a board meeting yesterday as well. So as far as we're aware, nothing sprung from that, nothing came up from that to suggest that he was on the move. And incidentally, last week he was speaking to Lawrence Overend, the new interim chair of Exeter City as well. So it does suggest that he is still focused on Saturday's game against Northampton.
Yeah, interesting at the moment for sure. And there are rules in place, aren't there, Jed, to protect Exeter City from losing a manager to another club. Just tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, there's plenty of rules in place. So Wigan cannot or shouldn't tap up Gary directly. They need to go through the parent club in the first place. A bit like a loan move, a bit like a transfer move. Yeah. So they need to go through Exeter first as per the EFL rules. But for Wigan and for Caldwell, it's a move that does benefit both parties. He's a manager who would be in demand, given he's kept City in League One for 4 years on, let's be honest, less than a shoestring budget. Wigan said in a statement they're looking for a manager who gets the club, and Gary of course was the FA Cup winning captain there, and he also won Wigan the League One title back in 2016. So his family also live in the northwest as well, so that's another emotional reason why he could be drawn back up there. But let's be honest, given a note, he hasn't got a note to leave Exeter at the moment. He's not looking for a reason, and after a few bumps in the road over the past 4 years, he's getting a lot of deserved praise from fans and pundits for City's recent form.
OK, very interesting to hear the very latest then on Exeter City manager Gary Caldwell. If he's going to stay at SJP or move back to a club that he loves and knows so well. Of course, he won the FA Cup with Wigan, has an FA Cup winners medal with Wigan, and guided Wigan as a manager from League One to the Championship. He is now the bookies' favourite for the job in Greater Manchester. We'll keep you up to date with that. Still waiting to hear from Torquay boss Paul Watton. Think it's going to be on your breakfast show now. All the reaction with John Akers tomorrow from 6.
Since you were a boy, you took the weight of the world and held on to it till you fell to the ground like you had no choice. You did it for your little girl, so she would never feel the way you do now. I know it gets so hard, and it always seems to go on.
do nothing but just break you in two. Please don't beat yourself up. No, you made some mistakes, but you know it means something when you live one more day, one more day.
BBC Radio Devon, new music from Charlie Puth and Beat Yourself Up. Disappointing night tonight for Torquay United, who lost 1-0 away against Chippenham in National League South. And we will have reaction for you on your breakfast show tomorrow morning from 6 with John Akers at breakfast here on BBC Radio Devon. I'll be back on Friday with our Friday night sport preview from 6 on Friday night. Have a good evening.
At 10 o'clock with the BBC News, I'm Vicky Carter. A 13-year-old boy has been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder after two boys were stabbed at a school in London this afternoon. Officers were called to Kingsbury High School in Brent, and two boys aged 12 and 13 have been taken to hospital, with one taken to a major trauma centre as a priority. Met Police say counter-terror officers are leading the investigation, but it has not been declared a terrorist incident. You were riding around the park looking for a victim. That's what a judge told a 15-year-old boy today in court. He's been sentenced to at least 13 years in custody for the murder of 12-year-old Leo Ross in Birmingham in January last year. The 15-year-old can't be named for legal reasons. He pleaded guilty last month. Mr Justice Chowdhury KC addressed Birmingham Crown Court earlier.
You are now 15 years old and you were 14 at the time of Leo's murder. There is only one sentence the law allows me to pass for the offence of murder, and that is a life sentence. Due to the fact that you were under 18 when the murder was committed, the sentence is one of detention for life at His Majesty's pleasure.
A woman who murdered her girlfriend with a kitchen knife and buried her body more than 15 years ago has been found guilty of murder. Derby Crown Court heard how 40-year-old Anna Podedvorna killed Isabella Zablotsky. Her remains were found in June last year in the garden of the house where the women lived together in Derby. She'll be sentenced tomorrow. A BBC investigation has discovered a musician sent explicit and pornographic photos and videos of himself to women for more than a decade. Yesterday, 46-year-old Ben Gunnery from London was given a 12-month suspended sentence, his third conviction in 4 years. Professor Claire McGlynn from Durham University is a leading expert on violence against women and girls and gender equality.
I think there needs to be greater education amongst the public about just how serious this is, so that women feel able to come forward to the police and report it. We also need to see the police taking this more seriously.
An inquest has heard that a woman shot dead by her father while she visited his home in Texas had argued with him about President Trump earlier that day. 23-year-old Lucy Harrison from Warrington was shot in the chest in January last year. No criminal case was brought against her father in the US. The inquest continues tomorrow. In the Olympics, the British curling duo Jen Dodds and Bruce Emhout have narrowly missed out on a bronze medal at the Winter Olympics. They were beaten 5-3 by the hosts Italy. And in the Premier League, Bournemouth won 2-1 against Everton and Chelsea drew 2-2 with Leeds United. You can find more stories like this by searching online for BBC News or on the BBC News app. You're up to date. It's coming up to 3 minutes past 10.
The Late Show with